Wait, why was Coco incapacitated?
No.
I'm
Wex
independent.
is incapacitated.
Wex has baby on him.
I care less about that.
Yeah. All right.
But it's a baby.
All right, everybody, into the game chat. Huzzah!
Boo-ba-da-boo.
I can force everyone to move in. All right, so let's get this show on the road. Everybody, welcome to Session 9 of the Kingdom Hearts RPG, Death by Waking. Woo.
Where we apparently have gone completely off the rails already.
Yeah, I wish I could
Via
say...
sequence break.
This isn't Blaze Blue.
Metroid. Metroid is what we were thinking there.
The Wheel of Fate turns.
I love that card in Magic. It's a great suspend card.
Blaze Blue was great. I got to be terrible with my favorite character when I first started playing, who then got nerfed.
I'm so bad at fighting games.
I played Rachel, because why not play traps and ranged attacks everywhere on the stage?
But you could have played Kitty Girl. Whose name I forget. I think it started with a T.
Kokono
Yeah,
is,
it does.
Kokono is life.
Yeah.
That's not Iron Trigger.
All right.
No, she made Iron Trigger.
She did? How? Explain this to me. I see Sean trying...
She's a mad scientist that uses magnetism.
Are we thinking of the same game? Alright, whatever. Anyway, so who wants to give a recap of what happened last time?
I would really like to know, please.
You didn't listen to the recording?
No.
We got to the store. We didn't talk to the guy yet. We got to his building.
Okay.
Also, our friend who traveled with us may have died. Hopefully they come back. They apparently got critted like twice. Izzy is horrible.
Well, critted once...
I have a broken arm.
Yeah, well, critted because no armor. You suffered from a similar penalty, just you actually have some armor.
Lol.
I think you critted them more than once.
Miguel, definitely.
But yeah, I have a broken arm currently.
How did you manage that? You're supposed to be riding me.
Because Izzy wouldn't let me roll your dodge. Also a crit.
Yeah. It was a AoE ground pound from a kangaroo.
It sounds hilarious.
It
And-
actually was quite hilarious.
And yeah, it crit and... Oh god, what the hell was it? No, it didn't crit. It just rolled really high. You crit failed your dodge.
Is that what happened?
That's what happened. That's why you... Cause
whatever.
you were the only one who got a major wound from it.
I remember
Right.
that
No,
now, yes.
that one was me crit failing, you're right.
Damn it, no,
There
I
were
don't,
other crits against other people.
Yes.
no, I don't know Choco Heal.
No, you don't. It's okay.
No one knows heal.
I don't have a badge that lets me use heal right now.
Alright, so if I remember correctly, there's a black-robed individual with a picture of himself holding Coco's Keyblade, and he is holding a Winnie the Pooh book.
Okay. Pretty much that. To clarify, though, the mural was on the outside of the building.
Okay.
Of
Is he Christopher Robin?
So this guy's also famous.
I don't have a comment.
Guys, we're gonna go find Christopher Robin.
So, yeah.
Come to think of it, he never shows up in Kingdom Hearts.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Well, that's because there's the new movie with Christopher Robin.
I would like to see that movie. It looks pretty good.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, good.
Like, it is on my list of things to watch. In any case, so I believe the last thing that was said to all of you, as this guy was lounging in a chair in a darkened room with dimly lit lights while paging through The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh leather-bound book. You just see, his head kind of peer up, and you can't see his face, and you just hear him say, "Huh, you arrived sooner than expected."
You were expecting us?
Well, I was expecting you to show up at some point. I knew this was inevitable. I just didn't expect it to be now. I was expecting it to be later. But not like later as in a few minutes, more like later. Like, seriously, you guys are great at, just like doing what I'm not expecting you to do.
Izzy, do I recognize him at all? Any
thanks.
sense of familiarity?
Oh, yeah. Izzy?
Lex, I will roll for you for this.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have this weird gut. This guy seems like ridiculously familiar, but you can't quite place him.
Also pass by 7 on Hidden Lore Grimoires for the book in his hand.
It looks like
No, wait, pass by 8.
It looks like a storybook.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
John, you get a sense of nervous excitement from me, like I'm giddy and terrified at the same time to be meeting this person.
Is
Do
he
you
the same
remember
exact person
Coco?
I remember.
Okay, one at a time. Sean first, McCormick.
Do you know Coco? And I will gesture at the chocobo. I'm also currently still holding that keyblade.
Oh no, he knows. Before I answer that question, Shiro, what was your question?
Is he the same exact person I remember?
Roll me int.
Let me pull up Roll20 still.
Yeah.
Or you can roll publicly for me.
I will roll publicly for you, knowing you do know I will either crit pass or crit fail, right?
You have a chance of crit passing.
Okay. Well, since Webby, Muriala, and Mute are all in game, they can vouch for me. Yep. Nope. That's a 17.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. You have no idea.
Izzy, I'm gonna roll the thing too.
Sure.
Pass by 3.
Yep. You'd recognize him.
I'm gonna put on my night vision goggles and see if I can see inside his hood.
I'm just gonna tell you flat out, you cannot. It just appears that like there is a dark mask permeating over his face.
Interesting.
Hey kid, if you're having trouble seeing here, you can just flip the lights on. He's just gonna point at a switch literally right next to you guys on the wall.
Oh. Click.
And it lights up. And it looks like a very generic office, the kind of thing you would expect to see in like the back of a cafe, but there's a lot more like volumes and tomes, a lot of books for a place that should be serving, just like a coffee shop.
So does the guy recognize me or do anything towards me?
Oh, he's just kind of be sitting here, like, paging through his book. He has taken notice of all of you at this point. Have you guys ever read this story before?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's a classic. It's really the story about growing up, but it's also about a group of people who have lost things, and they're constantly trying to find things. You've got Eeyore, he's a donkey who keeps misplacing his tail. You've got Piglet, who's, kind of cowardly, but is still always trying to help and find where his friend's going. You've got Rabbit, who's a little bit of a stick in the mud, but is always willing to help out and is always trying to hide his food from Winnie the Pooh, who always misplaces his honey and always takes it from his friends. In a way, it's a really great story. And it teaches a lot of good life lessons. But enough about that. You're all here now. And he's going to close the book with a clap and say, so, the 7 of you are here now, and if I'm remembering correctly, you've all lost something. What is it you've lost? Or what is it that you think you've lost?
My friend Lena! Except that now she's in my shadow.
Well, then you clearly haven't lost her, because you found her.
Yeah, but I can't get her out of the shadow.
So you need to find a solution for getting your friend out of the shadow. But I don't know if that's something you can find as much as something you should be able to do. So you see where there's the parallel right there, right? Do you see how this relates to this book? He says, holding up Winnie the Pooh.
Not at all.
I didn't think you would. Hands you the book.
I take a tentative step forward and like look at him. Work?
Ah, Coco, how have you been?
Quick question. Would he call me Coco?
This person has just referred to you as Coco.
Oh.
I think we may have referred to you as Coco after him.
You have not said Coco's name in front of him.
Okay.
How have you been? He's gonna scratch you in that spot perfectly.
Oh my god, it's the best.
Yeah, he's passed by 10, so yeah.
Do I remember anything yet?
You're definitely you're getting a sense of remembering his voice. The voice sounds eerily familiar.
Work? And I kind of look at him like, with like just hope and maybe recognition in my eyes.
Oh, it figures you wouldn't remember me, Coco. That's okay. That's what you've lost. But don't worry, I'll always be with you. Right in here, he's gonna say, poking you like square in the chest. And right over here, he's gonna say, gesturing over to Mute. In like a very kind of grand gesture.
Wait, what? How right over here?
He's going to point at your hand.
At the hand itself or the keyblade in the hand?
The Keyblade.
I after he scratches me, I nuzzle him.
Oh, he's just gonna keep petting you for a little bit.
You just like Mute. You sense a little confusion, but like contentment and satisfaction, like a weight has been lifted.
That's good. So do you know what's going on?
I mean, that's a very broad and generalized statement. Would you like to, like, narrow that down? Like, do I know what's going on in this book? Do I know what's going on in the cosmos? Do I know what's going on about the Keyblade? Do I know what's going on with the Forces of Darkness? Do I know what's going on with the two bears that are currently breaking my good China in the front?
So...
Yes, all of those questions.
All of those questions are good, but could you potentially explain what's going on with the book? It's behaving a lot differently than last time, and...
Oh, it's behaving exactly as it was supposed to behave.
How's it supposed to behave?
Well,
What's it doing?
Well, what its original purpose was it was supposed to take the dream of the person who is holding it and make that into a reality. Now, when I made the book, I had a very specific goal in mind, and I needed to test it out. So I sent it off into the world, and you were the one who happened to pick... And you were the one who happened to buy it and pick it up. And somehow you wished so hard with your friends that you created a completely different world inside this book. One that parallels my original intentions, but was, in a word, a little disconnected from reality. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sort of.
Like dream...
whose dream is this world?
This isn't a dream world. This is real. Or rather, metaphysically real. I guess not quite real as, like, for example, the monochrome world Monopolist that just showed up, that's real. That's as real can be. The parts...
Why is it in the book, though?
Well...
A shadow or a fragment of the world that is?
Not exactly. So, the original purpose of this book was to protect worlds from completely vanishing. You're stunned. I know. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah. So so when a world falls to darkness, does it just grab them?
No. If a world would cease to be, it will end up in this book. A world that has fallen to darkness has not ceased to be.
What causes a world to cease to be then?
If all the inhabitants of the world and the very fabric of the world itself are no longer connected to the heart of that world. I have no idea who's making the clinging noises.
Well, so this is a pause. Izzy, can you make a gesture roll for me?
Sure. You rolled a 16.
Oh, my gesture's confused and doesn't convey what I want.
What is your gesture? I need to open up your sheet.
That definitely is not a 16.
Yeah.
I'm trying to ask him, where did you go? Why did you leave me?
Yep, nope. You don't get that with a 16, unfortunately. You'll have to wait for later to get that.
Izzy,
Yes.
hit more worlds on what he just said. Pass by 5.
I mean, you've never heard of that kind of thing happening. You have heard of worlds falling to darkness. So
We watched worlds fall to darkness.
you have watched worlds fall to darkness, yes.
A world being destroyed and its heart being separated. That sounds...
Sounds like what?
Bad.
impossible.
Oh, no, not impossible. You see, you're thinking too small. So, for a world to fall to darkness, that means the Heartless have to, get a hold of the heart of the worlds, and then the entire world ends up effectively becoming just like part of one giant Heartless, and all the inhabitants become more Heartless. So darkness procreating darkness, if you go after the main heart in a world. However, if a heart has been separated from its world for too long, or if through some form of magic it ceases to be, like someone actually devours the heart of a world and leaves the rest of the world intact, that world will cease to be, as though it never existed.
Izzy, upon that prompt, I don't exactly spit up, but I kind of hold out the stone in his direction. I guess
All the pieces of the stone?
or the pieces of it, I guess.
Yep, he's gonna point. See? Like that.
So,
If it's disconnected from its world for too long, eventually it will be completely overrun, and then after a while it will cease to be. The heart might persist, but it will persist as a power source elsewhere, but it will have no place to go back and call its home.
so is there any way of restoring a world that ceased to exist with this?
Well, that's what this book is for. Unfortunately,
Winnie the Pooh book?
Huh?
The Winnie the Pooh book? Or this
No,
book?
no, not this book. This book, he says, wildly making a very grand gesture to, the ceiling and everything around you. The Grand
really
Grimoire.
I re-ate this stone.
Oh, you're gonna need to fix that before you leave here.
How do we put it back together? And how do we...
I mean, I don't know if you can. I probably can. Never.
I kind of nudge towards him.
Yeah. Hold on to it for now. I'll do it later. It can't be any harder than forging keyblades.
Eyes widen at that as well.
Now, where were we?
So how do we restore a world that ceased to exist with?
Well, first thing you need to do is you need to find the heart of the world that was lost. And effectively, you need to bring it back here, and you might have noticed that the storefronts are marked. You need to find the appropriate place for it to be put back into the world. That's the easy solution. Unfortunately, there are other problems that are happening at this point in the cosmos at large. And worlds ceasing to be are not the biggest factor of worlds being destroyed, unfortunately. If only it was that easy. Am I right?
None of the stuff you said sounds particularly easy, but what's the worst part? Somewhat afraid of what the answer's going to be.
The worst part? My dear boy, the worst part. Pull up a chair.
Hey, can we see his face yet?
You cannot see his face at all. No matter what you guys do, it's nigh impossible to see his face. Here, why don't you guys pull up a chair? Oh, no chairs. Hold on a second. He's going to pull out a pen and write something down on a piece of paper nearby and just kind of throw the paper at the ground, and a couple of chairs are going to appear. Here, take a seat. So much to talk about, so much to do.
Does Coco want me to take a seat or stay on Coco?
There's a beanbag for Coco.
Well, you kind of... I think you can get off me as long as you stay, like, in immediate proximity. Like, probably keep leaning against me or something.
Yeah, put a hand on his head or something.
Sounds good. Actually sounds a little bit... Doing hand-on-head while holding the Keyblade in the other hand is going to be a little awkward considering the other arm's broken.
Ha! Right.
Like I said, you could probably, like, lean against me or something.
Yeah, lean against the beanbag as well.
By the way, Sean, you feel in general like kind of a sense of frustration right now? Like I have questions I want to ask him, but am unable to communicate.
Well, pet your head because I don't know what those questions are.
Oh, you don't?
If I keep doing empathetic bonding with Coco, will I be able to pick up a talks with animals or talks with Coco advantage?
We can talk about that, yes.
Okay.
Eventually, if you want.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Muriella, Orion, Webby, you guys have been awfully quiet for a bit.
I've started reading a book.
I know.
I'm gonna look at the rest. Does he have any other books in this room?
Oh, several. Has stuff saying... actually, roll me a librarian check, Muriella.
I don't have that skill.
I'm aware.
That's a skill?
That is a skill.
What is the skill?
Librarian. You're not allowed to roll it because you're talking to him.
I cannot find this skill.
It's a profession.
Oh. Default to IQ -4, probably?
Probably. Show me what you got.
Professional
That's
skill.
my one.
Okay, so there are going to be several books on the shelves. You're going to notice a couple of books that, are... Well, actually, would you even speak these languages? Okay, a couple of these books you can't read the languages of. Others will say, like, Radiant Garden, Nexus of the Spirits, a few other world names. Then you will have... oh, God, what the hell were those books called? The Case of Ira, The Case of Ased, The Case of Envy, The Case of Gula, The Case of Ava. Oh, and The Case of Lushu.
Hey, I know all these names.
Any of those names.
You can roll me knowledge of Daybreak Town.
Oh.
Knowledge of the plot.
Knowledge of plot, yeah.
Oh, knowledge of plot. Pass!
You've heard those names in passing. They were the original Union leaders before they disappeared.
5 of them, anyways.
5 of them were.
Alright, I'm gonna pull out the one contact that I got in touch with that was talking about Lux and read about that one.
Private message me? What now?
Where's these?
Oh, that's not a Union leader.
What?
That guy was not a Union leader.
No, looking up the leader of that union.
if you had more than a pass by 0, I'd give it to you.
Well, I mean, like, you said I could recognize the names of that, otherwise I'd just be checking out the random union leader then.
Hold on. Let me make you a luck roll. Yeah, my dice are with you guys right now. Okay, yeah, you pull up the tale of the case of Envy, who was the original union leader of I cannot pronounce this stupid guild. Shiro, do you remember how to pronounce this one? Anguius? Shiro? Shiro? Shiro?
The person you have dialed is not in service now.
Oh, he's muted. Okay.
He was eating and muting himself while he did so.
Yeah, it's the only one that is not a direct rip off of an animal name, hence it is a little weird for me to say, and I still cannot pronounce it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there is a drawing of this person, which I don't actually think I have a drawing. Anguis?
Yes.
Thank you, Shiro. Leader of the Anguis Union. I don't actually think... I do not have images of these guys. So the first page of this, you have... is this image. Copy image.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, 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 bum. Here you go. Is that.
Ooh, Spokely.
You may notice some similarities between that and the descriptions you've had of some other people.
Yeah, a little bit. What does the book say?
Alright, we will, come back to you. Shiro, what are you doing in this time? Actually, I think I might actually have to pull out the counter to see what everybody's going to be doing.
The calendar?
Counter, the rounds thing. So, Orion. Or are you still eating? Seeing as how you're muted, I'm going to skip you. Webby, are you just going to be reading the Winnie the Pooh book, or do you have questions?
No, I'm blazing through this thing. He has indicated that it has some kind of instruction manual for getting Lena out of the shadows. So, I'm going to learn what this book has to teach me.
Roll me research.
I must learn its secrets.
Roll me research. Alright, Shiro, we'll come back to you in a bit.
I gotta mute myself for a minute.
Damn, son!
I'll be
I
back.
killed it.
Holy crap!
Damn,
My
yeah.
research isn't actually that good, so it's only a pass by 5, but...
It's only a pass by 5. That's still killing it.
I know so much about Winnie the Pooh now.
I now need to pull up a wiki article about, you know, on the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Here in the 100
Acre
acre wood, where Christopher Robin plays. I don't know the rest of the words.
You'll find
of
the
song.
enchanted neighborhood of Christopher's childhood days.
Aha. There it
A
is.
donkey named Eeyore is his friend. Okay, so at the end of it, Christopher Robin and Pooh discuss what they liked doing together after their many adventures, and the boy asks Pooh Bear to promise to remember him and to keep some of the memories of their time together alive in his heart. And Pooh agrees to do so, saying that he'll never forget you, Christopher Robin. It was actually straight out of Wiki.
Aww.
So yeah, you get that. I'll leave you up to interpret that. Next up on the list, Coco! Oh, Rex is muted. We'll come back to you. Muriala.
I am reading many books.
You're reading the Envy bit, right?
Yep.
Alright, let's see. So, where's my notes? Notes. Envy. So Master Envy among the six apprentices of the Master of Masters, Master Envy was tasked to be the mediator of the group. Her job was to observe the activities of others from a safe distance and then to step in when needed to resolve any unnecessary conflict and provide insight and advice to the others. She was often known for siding with Master Era, who was proclaimed by the Master of Masters to be the leader of the Foretellers. The Foretellers is another name for the original Union leaders. And
Delicious. I am back now.
cool.
You're very quiet on my end.
Better?
Much.
Yes.
Okay. And as far as the book says, Master...
I'll be back in a bit.
Right as it was about to be his turn. Master Envy went into the Keyblade War leading her union. And hers was one of the last three unions that stayed on the battlefield. Though she was one of the three foretellers who became much more aggressive when one of her original classmates fell. That's pretty much the gist of that book. It has other little details in there as well about, her trying to, advise against looking for, a potential traitor because it would, tear the foretellers apart and whatnot. But ultimately, the search for that led to the war, the Keyblade War.
Mm-hmm.
And it very quickly escalated into a battle of collecting the most Lux. And then once each union had hit a capacity for Lux, that's when the Keyblade War officially broke out. Alright, we're going to jump back over to Orion.
So, you've been watching us, and you've been here for a while, haven't you?
Yes and no. I've been here for a really long time. Watching you? No, as I said when you first came in, you're the 7 lost ones. For some reason, I can't keep my eye on you. Which is really strange considering the task I gave Coco. Right, Coco?
You what?
What?
Lol.
Oh, I forgot.
So-
I forgot Wex is muted.
So,
Mark.
one of the first things I remember seeing was the 104 building.
Yep, that makes sense.
Was I on that world or in the book?
No, you were definitely here.
Wait, what?
You
Can
were-
can I gesture? Make a gesture roll for me, Izzy.
Sure. You passed by 2.
What task? What task? I don't remember.
Oh, that was the point, Coco. You're not supposed to remember your task. It's the same as my task, to keep balance.
Balance. That.
So, were you the one I saw at that point?
Probably. I thought you were still blacked out after that point.
Huh. You had that Keyblade at that point.
No, I haven't had this Keyblade. I haven't touched this Keyblade for years. Just had a replica of it.
A replica.
Yeah. See? He points at the top shelf in the room. It makes
So
the...
it,
it looks like a toy.
okay.
Like, if I wanted to be a jerk, I would say, like, he moved the mural. It reminds me that I can constantly be watching over myself, but not really, if that makes sense.
So what was a failure?
Technically you were.
How? How am I a failure?
Well, you are not what I was originally going for. You're not the design. That doesn't necessarily... Yeah, design. Sorry, we need to back this up a little bit. So I just said that my goal is to keep the world in balance, right? Before the Keyblade War, it was a lot easier because there was only one world. And then through my experimentation, problems started creeping up. And we found ways to solve those problems. And then more problems crept up, so we found solutions for those problems. The thing is, with balance, no matter how many problems you run into, there's always a solution for a given problem. A yin to a yang, that kind of thing. Does that make sense so far?
Define balance. Balance between what?
Well, in general, as far as the forces of the cosmos, you're going to want to say balance between the forces of light and the forces of darkness.
I find very little admirable from darkness.
That's fair, but if darkness completely ceases to be, then the light will overpower, and all worlds will then be engulfed in light and thereby be destroyed. The same thing is true if the balance goes in the other direction. If all things are consumed by darkness, and light flickers out and fades away, then there will be nothing. We will just be in a bottomless abyss, and nothing can survive in that either. The goal was to find a happy middle ground. So when the Heartless first showed up, I had to find a way to deal with them. Now, the first thing I did was I tried experimenting on the Heartless themselves. I figured if I could, create creatures of darkness that could fight other creatures of darkness, it would kind of be a win-win because they just attack each other. Unfortunately, they didn't. They will fight amongst themselves every so often, but they, copy themselves so quickly by attacking beings with hearts that they can multiply almost uncontrollably.
Wait, other creatures of darkness is... Brief test, can any other magic be used right now to conjure an image of the weird things we saw on the ice?
No. No magic can be used indoors.
Alright, so these other creatures of darkness, would that be described as vividly as I can? Something then looks at Mute and be like, Mute, you saw them, you have a better memory, please describe them.
Sean, roll me a litigator skill to describe nobodies.
I think Sean went to go pick up some.
Oh, Mute did disappear.
Alright, Izzy, I'm gonna roll IQ -5 to see how good this description is. For me.
Sure.
Nope!
Nope. I have no idea what you're talking about, but that's okay. We can come back to it. Because you see, I marked all of my creatures of Heartless so I would always know that they were mine. Unfortunately, once they started multiplying, it didn't really matter that I had marked them, but they always kept my mark.
What does the mark look like?
He's going to turn on a light on his desk and then shine it over onto a chalkboard in the corner of the room, and you guys are going to see the shape of an emblem Heartless. Do you guys know what that looks like?
Yes.
Oh, yep. That type of Heartless.
Yes. Yeah, originally there were only like 6 or 7 types of pure bred Heartless, so I thought I could, manipulate them and make ones that could be more easily controlled.
They are more easily controlled.
No more so than others, because Heartless always will follow the person who has the most darkness in their heart. As I said before, Darkless has a easier time of growing, but it can very easily be completely extinguished by the power of light. Light, on the other hand, no matter how much you really try to beat it down, it's impossible to completely extinguish. There's always a flickering of hope, and that's why it always can rebound and come back to overtake the darkness. All it just takes is a spark, and then...
So, what would happen if someone were to, say, infuse an area with a lot of light and lux? I mean, a lot of light and lux. Roughly, insert Magibabble here, relevant to things that we were told about from other projects people were doing.
Insert equivalent level of Magibabble, rolling a 4 to do so, to the point where you might have gotten lost. And ultimately, which will culminate in him saying, ultimately, it will extinguish all darkness within that given world. Which, not necessarily a bad thing, not necessarily a great thing either. It guarantees the world will never have to deal with darkness, but that also means the darkness in the surrounding world will probably have, a higher population count, because it had to go somewhere else.
Ah, I see.
Why?
Just curious.
Fair enough.
I don't quite understand light as much as it turns out I ought to.
Just remember, light is the exact opposite of darkness, so they will always be butting heads, but they are also great deterrents for one another, with the stronger often overtaking the weaker. But yeah, so after that project failed, and then the Keyblade War happened, and the Keyblade War was necessary because the forces of light were becoming too abundant, and they actually turned on themselves.
Wait, Keyblade War?
Yeah, that's a thing that happened.
You weren't in the
Okay.
Keyblade War? He said, gesturing down to the Keyblade? Or gesturing down to you, because... Will, does Webby have the Keyblade out right now, yes or no?
Not at the moment.
Like, you weren't in the Keyblade War? He's just going to cock ahead to you, look you up and down.
I've never heard of it before.
Aren't you a Keyblade wielder?
I guess. I mean, now she'll pull it out.
Yep, you see, this is what I'm talking about. Gonna run around his desk and, put both hands on Webby's shoulders. This is what I'm talking about.
What?
Light can never truly be extinguished. It always finds a way to persist, to continue to go onward.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What are you talking about? You have the Keyblade.
Somehow, yes.
Did you
I guess.
ever encounter somebody with the Keyblade?
Not that I remember.
You were prepossessed, predispossessed, predestined to get this Keyblade. It might have been a little premature, but we can work with that. As I was saying, it's impossible to completely snuff out the light. It'll always find a way to continue onward. And after the Keyblade War, the balance is still thrown off because darkness started to grow at an even more rapid pace because people were trying to grow their powers. So the light needed to find a counterbalance, and you're one of those counterbalances. Congratulations! Would you like some ice cream? Everybody loves.
Don't know.
Everybody loves ice cream. He's gonna go back behind his desk and pull out some ice pops.
Huh.
Thank you.
Anyone-
I guess.
Want one?
Sure.
No.
Sea salt ice cream. It's salty and sweet. It'll probably be relevant eventually. Now, where was I?
Hey, I think that's Uncle Scrooge's favorite flavor.
Like I said, be relevant eventually. Now, where was I? Ah, right. You. Orion. So yeah, after the original test with the Heartless failed and we didn't have enough Keyblade wielders, I realized that I needed to find a way to continue to combat the darkness before it continued spreading. So I started doing experiments on what remained after a Heartless consumed a individual.
What?
That sounds somewhat unethical.
I mean,
Very interesting.
I mean, it's a leftover body with no heart in it. So I created what I was going to call them the White Warriors. But really, I believe people have just started calling them nobodies. Nobodies? Maybe they're not calling them nobodies yet. They will eventually. Trust me, I know.
What?
What?
So, what does that mean?
That they're going to eventually call these white things. He's going to flip through a couple of pages on a book and point to it, and you guys are going to see the nobody that you guys encountered in the previous world.
That was the thing I was describing before.
You are terrible at describing things. Stop doing it.
No.
Yeah, these things I made to help combat the Heartless. Because I figured if something without a heart fights the Heartless, there won't be any emotion or, darkness within them to feed off of it. Unfortunately, they seem very apathetic. And unless they're directed by something to go and fight them, they won't do it. So I realized I had to make higher up people who could control these nobodies. Case in point.
Wait, case in point is who?
Case in point.
So you're saying I'm a controller for those things?
Well, no, because I was hoping the controllers would listen to me. You had free will, so clearly you were a failure of that test, so I had to put you back somewhere. You've got a life to live.
So wait, Orion's a nobody?
Well, that's not a very nice thing to say.
This makes me much more
But like you
concerned
said,
about the number of
nobody's
parts we
a
have.
thing, and not just like the word nobody.
Nobodies are a thing, and...
But why, really, why would you call them that?
Oh,
That's really confusing, you know?
Well, no. I don't call them that. That's what people will start referring to them as. I'm just ahead of the curve. Isn't that right, Coco?
Izzy, roll a gesture for me.
Sure. You passed by a bit more this time.
Okay, Jester, implied, what are nobodies? Exactly.
What are nobodies?
Something along those lines in terms of my gesture.
Sure. That's what happens. Let's say a Heartless gets you, and it turns you into a Heartless. Well, there's remains that are left over. A body, an empty husk, a shell. Well, that just went to waste before, but after a couple of experiments, I realized I could, breathe life back into them and make, an equal and opposite half to a Heartless. And they're called nobodies.
And, Sean, you get a flash of insight and realization, and then immediate pity towards Orion.
No longer as much despise and fear.
Yeah, it's more like an epiphany. And I actually walk, if I may just for a second without breaking the Keyblade thing, I walk over to Orion with like a really sad look in my eyes and just nudge her.
I have no idea what you're trying to imply.
Is there a way we could get one of the nobody's heart back and put it back where it belongs?
I mean, technically, yes. You'd have to have, both the Heartless and then the Nobody would have to be destroyed, and their hearts would have to be, disassociated from the world that they would normally be associated with, and they'd have to end up here.
Wait, their hearts also here. First off, Infernos are normally of darkness. They take the heart out from someone, and nobody would logically have no heart.
Exactly, but if you dissociate the heart from the Heartless, and it ends up here, the body will then follow.
Yes, but what moves it?
The desire to be one with the heart again. That's what will bring it here, but it has to be dissociated from the heart of the world that it originally came from. You see, that's where this gets tricky. Runs over to that chalkboard with the nobody's drawn on one side and flips it over, and there is a shit ton of symbols and math on the other side.
I will be trying to memorize it.
You will try. You will succeed. You will never be able to crack this.
I don't know, I'm trying to understand it. I know I'm not going because I don't have all the hidden lores needed, even if I did, and they're also not high enough levels.
That is accurate.
Like, I
you
know that, but
created
it's probably useful.
People?
Well, I didn't create them. They already existed. I just kind of put the pieces back together. If you want to see if you want to see things I've created and actually breathed life into, if you ever see a Chirithy, you should talk to one of them. They're kind of cute little suckers.
They're
What are they?
interesting.
Oh, those
We
things.
did see one of those.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
So if you know all this stuff, then can you help me get Lena out of my shadow?
He's going to walk over and look Webby square in the eyes and said, "Young Webigail, I would love nothing more than to help you. Unfortunately, you seven are the ones I cannot help because you all have somehow ended up in my blind spot."
Also, question: how are you in this book?
I made the book.
Is this actually you, or is this a figment or memory of you?
Oh no, this is me. I'm one of the people who can fully manipulate the book. Advantage to, I guess you would equate it to, you know, having administrative access. Oh wait, none of you would get this. Points to Dr. Boy and Webby. You two would get this, right?
I think I sort of get that as well.
Excellent. Three of them get it. It's okay, they'll explain it to you later.
Are you saying the book is a computer?
I mean, in a sense, anything that stores data can be a computer.
What level of access do I have for the book?
Well, after that fiasco you guys had with St. Ivolus, you are now restricted. You have more access than everybody else here, but not as much as me. Hence why you can pull things out of the book to summon them.
That's probably good.
Also, you've been quarantined from the files of St. Ivolus. You've already messed that dream world up enough, so you're not allowed back in here if you're going through these pages.
How would I fix those?
How would you fix those?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're on the right track already. Though I'm not entirely sure, because again, you're in my blind spot.
Because, like, I wanted to try and fix things when I left my world with it, but I haven't really found good clues of how I get something from the book where to it belongs, or get something in the book back to the way it's supposed to be.
As I said, you need to, if there's something in the book, you need to find the heart of the world and put it back in that section where it belongs. And then the world will go back to the way it was. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just don't know how I find the heart of the world.
Well, that's an adventure. And one I'm sure that you will have many good companions to help you on that journey
If
for.
Coco currently has one, theoretically.
But it's not for a world here, it's for a world that is thankfully still in its world place.
Yes, fading and slowly being corrupted as you go, but still in its world place.
Do
Yeah,
hearts of the
so-
world all have similar signatures to each other?
I mean, every world is unique. I'm going to say they are about as similar as when comparing, two different people together. You can identify them both as humans, but they are two completely unique. Or ducks. Or birds.
Do they all emanate a substantial amount of lux?
Yes, but if the heart of the world is still in the correct world, in the world it's supposed to be in, it will constantly have lux fed back into it if it's in its resting place. And that way the world is in balance. However much lux the heart of the world emits, the world will also give it back. It's the circle of life.
This is a lot of information to process.
Well, like I said,
Has some potential related to things I was already thinking about doing.
like I said, you guys got here sooner than expected.
Izzy, question.
Yes.
Side question. Can Shiro feel anything from me through the empathic link?
I have already answered that to Shiro.
Okay. So I don't know.
You don't know.
So-
you have no way of knowing.
Other question of how do we... So, wasn't expecting to enter the book this way. How do we leave it?
Oh. Well,
Like, we definitely have some stuff to get done here first. But,
well, there's two ways you can do it. The first is I can let you out, which this will probably be the only time I'm going to be able to do that, because we're not destined to meet again for a very long time.
I get very upset on hearing that.
Oh, no, it's okay, Coco, it's okay. You get to see me at least 2 more times, which is more than the rest of them. We have another job to do after the world is back in balance, but it's going to take a very long time, my faithful friend. Now, what was that question? Oh, right, how to get out of the book. Yep, so, I could let you out, or, I mean, you could just dream your way back in, that's not a big deal. Eventually, you'll probably be able to figure out a trick with the Keyblade at one of the major exits, or the easiest way, and probably the most straightforward, probably the most painful, would just be to get beaten by the noise.
What would that do?
Well, the purpose of the noise in this book is to put things back to where they belong to prevent things from wandering. So, for example, if someone is, wandering out of their world because they found the exit, the noise will find them, defeat them, and they will, get spirited away back to the world that they appeared in, and they will have no memories of anything up until the point where they left their world.
outside of the no memories, they're put back where they belong is good.
Well, within the pages of the book. However, in your guys' case, since you don't belong in this book, you'll just get ejected.
Are there any other consequences to this?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't done it. No one's done it yet. Maybe.
I mean, it sounds interesting, but also incredibly reckless.
I know.
And painful.
The best things in life often are. Anybody else want some more sea salt ice cream?
Sure.
There.
Work!
You can have one. You can have one too, Coco.
How to use the Keyblade thing. Actually, other question. What happens to our bodies while we're in the book?
No, you came in here body, mind, spirit. In most of your cases.
Most of our cases.
As I said before, all of you are, are missing something. Some of you don't even realize what you're missing. That's which I think might be part of the reason why you're in my blind spot. Technically, my eyes should be able to keep track of you at all times, but for some reason, I just can't do it when it comes to you 7.
Wait, you can see us all the time?
Yeah. Well,
Are you some kind of god?
No. Why would you think that? Do I look like some kind of god?
I don't know.
I
You
mean,
can see everything all the time.
not everything all the time. You didn't notice my eye?
I can't see your face.
Oh, he's gonna point at the Keyblade in Mute's hand.
I'll
That's
look
a
at it,
Keyblade.
and there's an eye mark around the hilt or something?
Oh,
Isn't
no.
there?
At the very top where, like, the key prongs are, like, going to the door, there's an actual eyeball in there.
Oh, I can't gesture towards it because I only have one working arm at the moment.
So you're spying on us through that Keyblade.
I'm not spying on you. I'm watching the history of all the worlds. See, whatever that eye sees at any point in time, I know right now, for the most part.
But it's seeing all of us right now, so you can see us.
Like I said, for some reason, you guys are in my blind spot.
How are we in blind spot when we have it close to us?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Again, I think you all have, a very unique aura about you. Like, I've been able to find a lot of other things. I could tell you what's going to be happening in a few hundred years. So, fun fact, there's going to be lots of worlds in a few hundred years. Almost as many as right after the Keyblade War, because that's when the big split was, but not as many because worlds have since been destroyed or merged, which I find really annoying, but what are you going to do? Out of my hand.
Duckburg?
I have seen Duckburg. By the way, don't leave Scrooge alone on Christmas. He actually does want to enjoy a party with you guys.
Okay, I'll remember it.
Now, where was I? Ah, yes, lost. Each of you has lost something, right?
I mean, I suppose mine would be my freedom, but...
Oh, freedom is easy to take back.
So, I think I've more of lost things for other people than lost myself.
I don't believe
Or-
I've lost anything.
I
Oh,
lost my friend Lena.
oh, little... Like I said, you guys have lost family or friends. You, Basil, you currently know the whereabouts of your good friend, Dr. Dawson?
Well, isn't he where... Well, I suppose I've lost my way home, if we want to look at it that way, or are you telling me there's something I should be more concerned about?
Oh, there's always something to be more concerned about, let me tell you. But no, like, for the most part, you've all... I'm hearing a lot of cars. I'm assuming that's Devin.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Izzy, gesture roll.
Sure. You fail by 1.
God damn it. More squawking.
Oh, where the hell is it?
Though it is squawking directed at strange figure there.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. In some cases, you know, you are all considered the lost ones. That's how I'm going to be referring to you, at least when I'm writing up some of my journals. In fact, let me make that right now. He's going to snap his fingers, and a new volume is going to appear on his bookshelf. It says The Case of the Lost Ones.
I'm gonna grab the book and see if there's anything in it.
You can't open the book.
Lol, you can't read your own history. That's spoilers.
Yeah, he's just going to be like, Nope, that's a rule I gave to Luciu as well. He didn't get a Book of Prophecies because he was the one who originally, you know, had my Keyblade before he returned it to me.
Who's Luciu?
One of my apprentices.
Excuse me, may I borrow that book?
Which one?
The one that says Luciu?
You can.
Thank you.
Yeah, read up. Whatever you want. But as I was saying, you are all going to be the lost ones, and you can't read your own history or your own future. You then have the chance of causing a paradox. Besides, most of the pages on that as of right now would be blank because, as I said, you're in my blind spot. But what I can see is what's happened to you all at this point. Some of you have lost family and friends. Others have lost your dignity or your honor. I'd go as far to say each and every one of you has in some way lost your way. But
Yeah,
that's...
I don't think I've ever had any of those first 4 things.
Oh, well, that's not the worst of it, though. You see, one of you has lost their dreams. Another has lost their soul. Another has lost their heart. Another has lost their body. Another has lost their mind. Another has lost...
Starting to sound like the Wizard of Oz.
Another has lost their past. And the last among you has lost their future. And with all these things lost, the only way you will be able to find them all together and keep the balance in the worlds is by working together.
Okay, so this is totally out of character because I can't talk right now. But goddamn, I want to match these up. Do we want to play that game quick?
Any way you could tell us which of us lost which thing?
I could, but half of the way you find it is by figuring it out yourself. And he's just going to kind of shrug in a...
Can you put it in chat so we can work on this puzzle?
Can
you
you
put up-
write down the things that... Please.
Yeah, please write down the things he said, Izzy.
We need to try and map this.
I want to map it.
Fine, I will put this in the...
Titles are fun.
I actually need to delete everybody's names from this.
I mean, I know. I mean, does anyone else know who they are? Because I know which one I am.
I mean, I know which one I am.
Me, but
I
There
have
are
no
two
idea which one I
options
am.
there, and I don't know which one it is.
I have no idea which one I am.
I know myself. I'm pretty sure about Shiro's.
Did I missed that one. That's the important one too, damn. That's...
Say it out loud now.
My finger is delicious, son.
There you go.
I think he's teething on my finger.
so dreams, soul, heart, body, mind, past, future.
It's real terrible. Like, trust me, that was... Like, what you've lost is almost as rough as my original apprentices when I was making their keyblades. I am so glad I streamlined that process.
And given what you
What-
said
what
before,
did the
each one of
process
these
use?
is obvious.
I mean, it was the same as mine. I actually had to take some of the light from my own heart and forge a weapon out of it.
Then what do you do now?
Now I've made it so that it's just a reflection of the strength of one's heart, rather than actually a piece of it. Only mine and my original apprentices have keyblades like that, and they will persist and keep their power throughout the years, throughout the ages. Other keyblades, once their wielders die, will fade in power and end up, well, I'm going to say in some kind of graveyard. Because, you know, I want to be all mysterious and spooky and cool in front of you guys. Ah. And he jazz hands.
You are very much not doing that at the moment.
I can't tell if this is the best source of exposition or the worst source of exposition.
If anybody has seen the final chapter prologue thing, he's kind of like this. Actually, no. Devin watched it with me, and I think Shiro has also seen it, correct? Has anybody else seen it?
Yes.
Yeah. He is as helpful as he is useless.
No, this has been quite helpful.
But like I said, you guys need to find the way to balance light and dark. Before, light was too abundant, and now darkness is overshadowing all. And you're going to have to overcome a lot of obstacles in the world now, let me tell you.
So yeah, out of character. Do we want to figure this out? I'm just curious.
Later.
Oh.
I think
feel
we
like
probably
we
want to have
discussed it
session.
after we have left this area.
Do you have your credit card?
It's in my wallet downstairs.
Well, do you want to hold it in or do you want to hold it?
But, yeah. Fortunately, after the Keyblade War, it's not quite in balance, but the strong survived, and now there's a time of peace, relative peace, but light is now starting to make a comeback again. And I guess in a sense, you're all kind of a representation of that. Or rather, you are where the dial will slowly turn, whether you choose to fight for light or fight for dark.
Ooh.
You really did not make this easy for us, did you?
Anything worth doing isn't supposed to be easy.
Izzy, gesture roll.
You failed.
God damn it, Izzy.
I'm rolling it publicly.
He is. He's not very lucky.
Just think of all the crits I'll do when I'm attacking you guys later.
Can I, before we leave, can I roll librarian to see if I can find any useful book for us to take with us?
I mean, you can roll whatever you want. You can also ask him questions. It's not like he's told you guys...
So, I
I
can't
don't
say.
know what the question to ask is.
Why has no one asked the most obvious question of this guy?
Which one is that?
Really, guys? Come on.
What's your name, or
Yeah, yes. That
so?
question.
What's your name?
My name has changed throughout the years, but ultimately, it doesn't matter. I will fade into history like everybody else. I am just no one, and you can refer to me as such.
That seems like it would get really confusing.
Yes, but this is a complicated time, so it's a need for complications. In those books, you might find reference to the Master of Masters. That is me. But again, I am no one.
You were saying that people would forget. You were mentioning before that people, when they're sent back to whichever world they belong in, would forget their memory of other worlds. A few of the people in the book that I've talked to seem to be missing large chunks of memories of where they came from and who they are. Do you have any idea what caused that?
Yeah, see, that's not my doing. That's some idiot who's, messing with the worlds. He's trying to merge them together. Back to the way...
Together. What end?
That's a good question. If you guys go there and I see him with my Keyblade, or rather with Coco's Keyblade, I might be able to figure something out at some point. But I don't know. You've got one person in one corner who's trying to fuse worlds together. You've got another person who's, trying to spread darkness to all the worlds to, spread their influence everywhere. You've got another person who's literally eating the heart of worlds everywhere they go.
Oh.
Like, currently darkness is on a rampage, which is why I'm hoping I can, fortify light. Fortunately, the nobodies were not the right way to go, but... Yeah,
can you tell us who these people are so we can be a bit more prepared or know what's going on?
Again, I can't. Time paradoxes are a thing. Haven't you ever heard of Wii U?
Of what?
Wii U. Master Wii U. The 6th Union member?
I'm gonna grab that book and look at it.
There is no book.
How many unions are there supposed to be?
I don't know anything about the unions.
Exactly. Time paradoxes. Erase you from existence. Don't mess with it.
I suppose a more relevant question, do you think darkness can actually fight darkness?
Yes, completely. The problem is, the innately stronger darkness will always overcome. And potentially absorb the weaker darkness.
Well, that answers that question.
You seem perplexed.
No.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
I mean, frankly, it's more of in some ways it's a relief, but there's also not that much to ask if you can't provide access to those questions, though. I don't suppose you have a spell book with you.
What kind of spell are you trying to learn?
Something that will prevent you from being trapped.
In what way? Trapped in a book? Trapped in a world?
Tracked.
Oh, tracked.
Tracked, located, identified.
No, don't really have anything quite like that. That said, you're all more than welcome to stick around and peruse through the world of Shibuya. Just remember, if you get hit by the noise, you will, get immediately ejected.
Alternatively, anything related to Lux or the Hearts of Worlds, especially ways to fix them.
I mean, with enough Lux, you could easily, repair a Heart of a World, but you would need enough Lux to actually generate a new Heart of a World to fix an old one.
I'm assuming you'd still need some sort of magical rejoining spell in order to actually perform the fix.
Or somebody who has intricate knowledge of how the Heart of Worlds works.
I don't suspect we're going to get one of those that
Speaking of which, I spit the stones back up on the table and nudge them towards him.
Ah, right. Coco, I'm gonna need to hold on to these for a few days. Next time you come back into this book, I'll leave the fixed stone, or rather the fixed Heart of the Worlds, with someone you know.
Yeah.
Let's say the doctor. Does that work for you guys?
Is there anyone for us to watch you fix it?
Which doctor?
The doctor. You've met him a few times now. Oh, you don't know he's a doctor yet. My bad. That guy. Don't worry about it.
But that doesn't help.
It's okay. You know him. You'll know him when you see him. He's a doctor. No, I mean, he's not... Ignore everything I just said. It never happened, okay? Have some ice cream.
I like more ice cream.
You know, honestly, I'm getting suspicious of the ice cream.
There's a reason I haven't been eating it.
I haven't either, but just because it's a really common flavor.
Sea salt ice cream.
I have
Flavor's
never had
common?
sea salt ice cream.
It's delicious.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
love
the
to try
most common flavor of ice cream.
Is it?
It's where I'm from.
In Kingdom Hearts.
Probably because he's making it sound like he's the one that spread that.
I was
What?
asking in real life.
I
It
missed
sounds
that.
like the reason it's the most common is because he spread it.
Spread what?
Ice cream.
Sea salt flavor ice cream.
Don't be indifferent towards my sea salt ice cream.
I'm not indifferent. I'm just saying that there are more interesting flavors.
Nah, you're no fun.
The gauntlet's been thrown.
It's true.
I could not understand a word that you said.
Devin just said the gauntlet's been thrown. Alright. Anyway, I'm going to leave you all to your own devices for a few minutes. I'm going to go check on the bears destroying my good china in the front.
Just fix it with magic.
You assume I know how to cast spells and use magic.
Yes, yes I do. For very good reasons.
Fair enough. Where are those bears? Come here, bears! He's going to walk out the door and leave you guys in the study for a bit. Reason why I'm doing this is to give you guys a chance to talk amongst yourselves while I go pee.
So, Sean, you sense reluctance and indecision.
Yeah, I have no idea what we should be doing, and I'm also a little worried about leaving the heart here with him, rather than immediately fixing this world with the fixed heart.
Yeah, are you afraid you're gonna miss out on all the fun stuff?
I guess we could exit the book and re-enter it immediately.
Come on, you need to give me a good reason.
Because wouldn't that then count as the next time you see him? Or the next time you enter the book?
When do you start teething?
I mean, you know I can't talk back, right?
Yeah.
Go do
I'm
what you
kind
need
of
to do.
hoping for other people to say something.
As am I.
Hang on, I'm here. I'm here.
You guys, I have no ability to converse.
I was mostly just going to be sitting there going,
Go take care of what you need to take care of. Alright. So, what are the matters that we find most concerning with the information we've been given?
either someone eating the hearts of worlds or seeking to spread their influence over all of them. I know which one of those is. I'm not sure about the other. But both are very concerning, and I'd rather like to stop that.
Yeah, we'll go
I look towards you, Nick, and just am like, I just like let out a little like work at you.
Yeah, evil, darkness, untrustworthy. I really want to stop this.
I walk over to you and place my head on. You get the sense of the thing I feel is most important is helping you.
Yes.
Still massive look of confusion.
Already in the gym.
Or massive amount of confusion back. Like, it's still thanks and thankfulness for this, but like massive amount of confusion.
Putting in something.
Slight amusement and pity, but ultimately kindness and compassion.
Mega confusion.
And I kind of take my head away and go, "Work!" and just like gesture over to Nick again.
Mm.
I mean, someone else is going to have to communicate that for me.
Yeah, like, I will repeat what feelings I'm getting from you, but, like...
Yeah, he did.
If nothing else, we ought to save what we can of this world first, because that will at least slow down what's happening. And honestly, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens when the heart of the world gets fixed and then realigned to the world. But beyond that, I don't suppose anyone has any idea what these other threats are besides the massive, ever-increasingly powerful horde of Heartless that seem to exist.
Well, there's the darkness in this water that's spreading from whoever you made a contract with, and that seems like it might be someone trying to devour the hearts of the world.
No.
Or something like that.
I am mostly certain this is spreading her influence to other worlds, not devouring.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Also forgot straight up blowing worlds up. That's a thing you gotta watch out for, too.
How?
Why?
Kaboom?
Kaboom!
Why? Like,
No, actually, how?
why would you even do that?
Well, why? I don't know. I think it's some kind of, you know, like, a power play to prove you could do it.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That makes, from a certain perspective, that makes sense, but I'm still confused how you actually do it.
Like a super, super big bomb?
I think so. Like, you know, like really focused, like laser focused, like pew 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 pew.
I'm gonna go down and get another snack.
Out of character, we all know what this is.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I do.
It's
We are
the Death Star.
in
It's the
Star
Death
Wars!
Oh.
Yeah, I almost forgot to make
That's
that.
no moon.
Well, I had to figure out the part where they're able to travel between worlds with normal spaceships.
We may have gotten shot down by the destroyer.
Was Devin not around for that?
I guess not.
No, he came in late.
You do know R2-D2 and C-3PO are currently on your ship, right?
Are we still in the book?
You're still in the book, but those two have been on your ship for like 3 sessions.
On
now.
our ship outside of the book.
Yeah.
We should probably eventually get them to Tatooine and get things back on track.
What's Tatooine?
Yeah. What's Tatooine?
Exactly.
Wasn't that the place they said they wanted to go?
No.
No.
They said they didn't know where they were going.
Oh.
So yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm asking all of you. I know it's a tall order, but you know, I'm asking you just to keep the balance. And you know, it's hard when you've got beings that you're trying to subjugate, consume, destroy, or merge worlds.
That is a lot to look out for.
Yeah, but if it was easy, I wouldn't, you know, need an army of Keyblade wielders and the 7 of you.
I feel like one of these things is more useful than the other.
Right, the 7 of you definitely more useful. Most of the Keyblade wielders don't know what the hell they're doing anymore.
Exactly.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
It's okay, young Webber.
Same.
Work!
It's okay, as long as Coco knows exactly what he's doing. And that's all.
Work?
You know, Coco.
Gesture again?
I don't think you need a gesture to shake your head.
Just like, yeah, I just shake my head. Nope.
Rolled a 4.
Yeah, I do not know. What should I know?
I typed this to you, X, except I don't know if you can read it. Are you on laptop?
I mean, I'm on my phone. I can swap between things.
Okay.
I'm a little more mobile now. I've surrendered baby and eaten, mostly.
Okay. Where is Wax? There's Wax.
How is baby, other than eating your finger?
He needs to learn to sleep without being in contact with someone. For my sanity.
Did any of us really have that, though?
Okay, for my free time.
That's a thing that some of us have.
I would like. How certain are we about who's lost what with that little list that we were given there?
I can't understand what you're saying, Devin.
He wants to figure out the list. You guys can do that on your own time.
But you gave us a nice puzzle.
Yep.
Well, one of them is most obvious. I believe, Mute, you were saying that you had trouble with your dreams as of late or something like that?
I don't think that's the same. I kind of figured out a way to dream connect with the book. And sometimes it does not work as well as it does others, but I think that's a different type of dream.
I was about to say, that means you don't have your own dreams. You have functional dreams, I guess you could say.
Well, the last time I used the book with my own dreams, that is apparently why I have restricted access to the book now. Which I didn't know was a thing, but it's probably good, because the whole creating a warped dream world is not good.
So
I don't know. It sounds fun.
It seems like
So it's you. You're the one who's lost access to the dream world that you made.
Well, I think the dream world's gone back to normal world. It was a dream and kind of ended it to try and restore everything, which people did go back to where they belong, I thought, except for everything else that was in the book, which seems to just keep getting more stuff, because apparently the worlds aren't in that great of a shape.
So, yes, the dreams are you then. Alright, I suppose that, well, some folks have pointed out that I have a very cold and calculated approach to things. So I suppose that if we're going to say that I've lost something, if this thing suggested with my friend Dawson, I suppose that would mean that I've lost soul, perhaps? Maybe heart. I'm not quite sure how they're separately defined in this little situation that we have going on. Coco.
Yeah, so, no one and Coco are just, like, looking into each other's eyes for a few seconds, unbreaking...
Staring into each other's eyes.
Yeah, unbreaking contact for a second.
Huh?
Actually, I'm going to roll 20 and do this roll myself. 1 minute.
One more thing for you, X.
Okay.
But you should get into roll 20 in the meantime.
Webby,
Yes?
what, how to put this?
Anyway, who wants some ice cream? Anybody? Here, eat some ice cream, he's gonna say, trying to put it into Orion's mouth.
No, thank you.
No, you really should have some, trust me. You'll be sorry if you don't.
I don't trust you.
Well, that's on you. But don't you trust the ice cream?
No.
I eat Orion's ice cream.
Okay. Is everybody else gonna have some more ice cream?
I'm
Sure.
fine. I'm trying to listen to Basil.
I eat anyone's ice cream who
He's
doesn't
trying
eat
to ask me
theirs.
something.
Well, what are your feelings for Lena?
Oh, she's my best friend.
All right, so best friends for that kind of deal, or?
Yeah, we even have friendship bracelets. See?
Yes, I believe that marks you as heart for our. For the.
Actually, weirdly,
that we
she
have.
kind of popped out of it once and fought Magica a long time ago. That was super
Popped out
weird,
of-
but you know, I guess it's kind of a magic thing. I don't really
Wait,
get
I'm
it.
sorry. Out of your friendship bracelet.
Yeah, back when Magica turned everyone in Duckburg into shadows or something. Or no, she didn't turn them all into shadows. She kind of stole their shadows.
Oh. Well then.
But yeah, she tried to attack me with magic, and Lena popped out of the bracelet and saved me.
See, Coco, I knew somehow you'd get together a good group of people who would be perfect for fighting the forces of darkness. That's what I'm talking about.
Work?
Just gonna kind of like touch where his nose would be in his thing, point at you, touch his nose again, point at Webby, and do it again.
So yes, safe to assume that Webby has lost her heart with loss of her breath.
So you think I'm the one who's lost their heart?
In a metaphorical sense, it seems.
If this is a literal sense, I have an idea given what he said before.
Yes.
Devin, are you by a computer?
Annoyingly, I have my laptop with me, but I don't have Wi-Fi access to the house I'm staying at tonight. So.
All right,
I can actually
actually
use my phone though. So.
I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Next time we find Magica, be careful because she can steal your shadow.
Good to know.
That's good to know.
You were saying, Izzy?
I was just gonna say I'm gonna roll intuition for you. Your train of thought is not wrong, but it doesn't seem the most right in this scenario. I'll give you that. Anyway, does anybody else have any questions? You really should ask me before all the ice cream's gone.
Why do we need to ask before all the ice cream's gone?
Well, when the ice cream's gone, that's when you're all gonna have to leave.
I don't suppose you can tell us who these threats that we should be looking for are.
Again, told you, can't tell you anything about the future. Paradoxes. I already told you about my lost apprentice, Luhu.
Is there any way to get back someone who's lost to Paradox?
Probably not. What's
Do
that?
you know where Wilbur is?
Yes. Last time I saw him, he's currently at home.
At his home?
Oh wait, that's not right. That's in. Wait, no. You're talking about now, not then, or not later. Right now, no, I don't know where he is. I know he will eventually be back at home having a Thanksgiving dinner with his family.
That's good.
And it's okay for us to know this?
That's fine. None of you are expected to be there.
I succeeded on a gesture roll. Do I have to leave you? I looked for you for so long.
Yeah, he's gonna meet your eyes again and say, Coco, we are destined to get back together, but it's not right now. Again, there are more tasks. The worlds need us. Balance must be kept. And the best thing we can do for all worlds right now is to go our separate ways. But no, this is not the last time we will see each other. And take solace in that.
I let out a resignated sigh, but ultimately look up at him like with determination in my eyes.
He's gonna ruffle your feathers in a good way.
Do we have to come back for you to fix the heart? Because we were kind of hoping to fix this problem before we left this world.
Again, I told you. I'll leave it with the doctor. No, not the other guy. He's not a doctor. Whatever. He's a doctor. You'll know that eventually.
Are you talking about Muriela's friend?
Who?
I suppose he probably is a doctor of some sort.
I assume he's referring to the guy that, like, guided us when we first got here.
Possibly.
The doctor who's still in the book right now. Don't worry. You'll figure that out eventually. Trust me, Mute. Once you figure out people's full names, you gain a lot more power.
So wait, if I tell Mute my full name, will he gain more power?
Well, not over you. Only over the individuals in this book.
Oh.
If you ended up in this book, he might be able to summon you, sure. All he need to do is write their full name directly underneath their image in the pages of the Grand Grimoire, and at that point he will be able to summon them.
Right, but so... Mute. Wait, you're not holding the book. When we get out of the book, you need to write Lena Dispel in your book and see if you can summon Lena.
Wait,
Actually,
I need to write it?
Why do people get trapped in this book?
I already told you, because their hearts became disconnected from their heart of the worlds that they live on.
Wait, why do I need to write it in the book? Because I don't think I wrote Legram or Judge Master in it.
Well, that was part of your previous escapade in here, which you are now quarantined away from. And actually, their names did appear directly under their images in the book. It just wasn't in your handwriting.
Okay.
I will explain mechanics-wise how this will work post-game, Sean. Effectively,
sure.
The in-fluff way for you to get summons is to do it this way. The mechanics representation is you're spending points on your summons by getting to know them. And everybody went quiet suddenly. Did I disconnect?
No, you're still there.
Okay. Well, it looks like you're all done. Okay, then. Would anybody else like the last ice cream? I think it should go to Orion. Here, Orion, lick this.
Drops on floor.
The ice cream?
Yes.
It disappears through the floor and then just starts hovering right in front of your mouth.
I nudge you to go eat it.
Actually,
eat the ice cream.
Succumb to peer pressure.
Join us, Orion.
No, thank you.
Izzy, question for: are there any books we ought to go find and read because they might be important in some way?
In this room?
In general.
Are you asking me, the GM, or are you asking this guy?
I'm asking that guy.
Oh. Honestly, what you need to do is you need to explore more worlds, and I think one of the things you should all do is have a better understanding of exactly what happened during the Keyblade War. Because even though Lucio was there, he had already given up his Keyblade at that point. So I'm still confused as to the exact events that happened during the war.
So what you're saying is we need to go back to Daybroken Town.
That is one possible place, though I'm sure, as you've realized, the people who have been in that war are not just restricted to Daybreak Town.
Well, where did the war happen? We should go there.
That is ill-advised, but I'm not going to stop you, because again, I don't know if you ever end up there or don't end up there. But it's a place called...
Cut out for most of that, Izzy.
He's going to say, well, it's kind of ill-advised, but again, I don't know if you were there, or if you will ever not be there, so I'll leave it to your better judgment. The place where the Keyblade War happened, it was in a land that has now been almost totally destroyed, and is now known as the Keyblade Graveyard.
Ominous.
Is that what you were referring to with the Keyblades earlier? Or different graveyard?
No, that's definitely the graveyard. I mean, there's other graveyard. There's an entire world that is literally just one big graveyard with scary people running around in it. But don't worry.
Where is that? That sounds interesting.
Nope,
And hardcore, thus more interesting.
I'm not telling you about that.
Why?
You have to find it by yourself. Again, paradox.
Can you give us a hint?
Fine. It's somewhere in the Klagarmi system.
Mew,
If
can you
only
remember
we
that?
understood
Well,
what
Muriel's
that
gonna write that down, but also, Mew, can you remember that in case any notes I make while we're in here don't leave the book with us?
Hey, Izzy?
Mm-hmm.
Pass by 5. Is there a book on, like, where worlds are? Is there an astronomy book?
No, there is not.
An astronavigation book?
There is not. Not in this room.
We'll have to poke R2-D2.
We've lost someone.
But who?
Mm-mm-mm.
It looks
Well,
like we
Devin
lost
is
our
who, but-
Basil.
We lost Basil. Alrighty. Well then. Any other parting questions you all have? Because our time is short together.
Let's see. I can't think of anything else right now. And actually, is there any way for us to contact you besides coming back into the book and hoping to find you again, which you implied that we can't do easily?
Oh no, you can come back into the book whenever you want. I won't be here. This is the only time where you guys will ever find me in this book.
Wait, how do we find you then elsewhere?
That's just it. You'll have to trust your instincts. I don't know when that will be. Again, this happened unexpectedly and far sooner than I expected. I will tell you that we are all destined to meet at least once more.
And Coco at least twice more.
Well, once Coco's role is finished. Coco...
I have one last question then before we leave, if you don't mind.
Of course.
Who is Mocha?
Oh, dear. Well...
That's a
You
good
don't sound
question.
very happy to hear that name.
Well, unfortunately, Mocha... You remember how I told you that the Keyblade War was a way
You
for...
cut out, Izzy.
Do you remember how I explained earlier that the Keyblade War was a way for the light to get reduced?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as a result of that, many wielders of light perished during that war, and the forces of darkness spread. Some individuals who used to wield the power of light persisted. She was one of them.
So she's a Keyblade wielder.
She was. a Keyblade wielder.
Is there a way we could return her to that?
I have already explained how you can, if you destroy a Heartless and its equivalent Nobody, they will appear here in the book, and then you will be able to restore them to the world if you can find where they originally belonged. But that's the trick with Mocha and the others like her. They're not really heartless, but they're not heartless.
So there's something else?
Something I haven't quite been able to put my finger on yet.
Joy.
But they are some kind of hybrid. The strength of a Heartless merged with the power of a former Keyblade wielder. I know just from my travels that some have gone crazy and mad with this power. Others have, taken more of a back seat to it. And others are still in their right mind. But be warned, that kind of power on any level, especially when it's mixing two exact opposites, is extremely volatile. Well, with that being said, he's going to write something down on a piece of paper and say, so, if you wish to exit and get back to your ship, you can go out the front door of the cafe. Please take the bears with you and leave my good china. Yes?
Wait, weren't you saying we would only be able to use this exit once?
Well, the exit to... Me opening an exit for you, yes. Because I'm not going to be here in the future.
So, should we at least try to use the other exits first? Usually, could you show one of our Keyblade wielders, Webby, looking between Coco and Mute and just sort of shrugging, what they need to do to exit?
For people who wield the power of the Keyblade, you don't really know how to unlock many of the mysteries of the universe with it, do you?
Nobody taught me anything about this weapon. It just appeared to me in a dream.
Keyblades are confusing and make no sense.
That's fair. The main access point would be right outside of the 104 building. Point your
Do they just shoot the building with the Keyblade?
Point your Keyblade towards the sky.
All right, I'll try.
I'll assist, I guess.
You guys have to then go back to the 104 building. He's giving you an easy way out if you want it.
I think we should try to figure out the correct way out, and then if we're stuck here for a while, take the easy way out.
I think he's leaving as soon as we leave him, and therefore the easy way out will not be an option in the future.
That is accurate.
You can't stay with us for 5 minutes?
Things to do, places to be, people to see.
Fine, whatever. Don't...
I need a decision from the group.
Let's all four take the easy way out now. Well, we have to come back here in a few days anyway.
I kind of want to try to use the Keyblade to open the door.
Actually,
let's try that.
Get out that way.
In a few days to give the heart back.
Like I said, it'll be with the doctor.
How long? How long before we should try to get back?
To him, or is he the one fixing it?
Oh, Oh, I'm the one fixing it. It'll
Yeah. How long should we wait before we come back here to grab the heart?
By the time you find where the heart rests, it'll be ready for you.
So specific.
No, it needs to be. I don't need to get into time dilation with you guys. Which, by the way, time dilation, that's a thing you all should be watching out for on the different worlds.
Time dilation.
Yeah. The farther away you are from the epicenter, the faster time goes.
Epicenter of what?
Where everything diverged.
The center of the universe?
You didn't listen to anything I said, did you? Yes and no.
Alright, I'm gonna have to actually roll against this.
Yeah, you will. And you failed.
What are you rolling against?
Alright, so how can we get closer to it?
Closer to the center?
Yes.
You just go there with your ship. The place where all things split and diverged. I said before, and this is common knowledge, the worlds were all originally one. And then they split.
Where that is not common knowledge.
We were just talking about it 2 minutes ago.
Which thing was that, or do I need to roll?
You need to roll me int.
Not my special thing?
No, int, because you were talking about it, not reading about it.
No, I did a memory.
Yeah, no.
Pass by 6.
You guys were just talking about the Keyblade Graveyard.
Oh, that's where everything diverged?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's in, like, the blue sheet I sent you all.
My character... I read that once and then went, my character knows nothing about this, and didn't read it again.
I'll be honest, I forgot things.
There you go. Alright.
Okay, Izzy, does Hidden Lore Worlds give me any idea where that is?
It's gotta be close to Daybreak Town.
Okay, I'll go. We can probably go ask Nox then.
Anybody want ice cream before you go?
You know what? Fine, I'll have one.
There you go. Everybody deserves some free training time.
Wait.
How was the ice cream?
Wait, what? And Urian is in trouble because Urian never got free training time now?
Ha ha!
Man, I ate so many of those ice creams.
Same!
Yeah. Maybe I'll have that. How was the ice cream, Izzy?
It's salty and sweet.
But is it tasty and or unique?
Does it give me the sudden urge to sit on a clock tower?
It gives you the sudden urge to sit on a really tall building and talk to your friends.
I mean, who doesn't have that urge? That's an interesting place to be.
Alright. Is there anything else you guys want to do with this guy or ask him?
Nope. I want to sit on a clock tower.
Yeah, and you guys suddenly find yourself sitting at the very top of the 104 building as soon as you exit the door. You're not sure exactly how you got there, enjoying ice cream together.
Space is weird in this book.
Space is weird in this book.
This is weird. So, Webby, do you want to shoot the sky with your Keyblade?
Yeah, I guess we might as well try it. Take the Keyblade with both hands and point it up and I guess try to shoot a beam of light out of it.
Roll
I
me
guess I will also try to assist with this.
lockpicking, the two of you.
I don't have that still.
I passed it.
Unless I crit, I don't. I did not pass that. It's not a crit fail, it's fine.
I passed by 5.
Okay, so Mute drops the Keyblade and it immediately disappears.
You know, I've been doing a very good job holding onto it with one hand and still has somehow eating ice cream.
Yep.
So, you know, dropping it now is fine.
Yep. Webby, you shoot a beam of light up into the sky and you see a keyhole appear in the clouds. And then as though a portal opens up above you all and you're all just whooshed directly into it. And as you fly upwards towards the portal, you see no one standing at the very peak of the 104 building. And he just kind of looks at you all and he says, "Catch you all on the flip side. And remember, keep balance, light or dark." All right.
Of the margin,
So first,
one of them is preferable to the other.
say that again. Sorry, Nick.
You're going to say, on the margin, one of those is preferable to the other.
He's not going to respond as you disappear into the portal. So first things first. Any XP you guys get for this session, you guys will have a total of. You'll be able to spend a total of 20 character points. Or if you had any big projects you were working on that you could fully pay off, you can fully pay them off, and it would have been assumed as though you had gotten it well within the confines of this book. That's for everybody. Okay?
Oh, wait, how much can we get?
Do you have enough points to actually buy a thing you wanted?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
I have more than enough for that, actually.
I have to relook at things.
Okay. If you can afford something that you wanted, you're just going to get it, no training time needed. If not, you're going to get the equivalent of, I'm going to say, 20 days of training time.
20 days of training is strictly superior for me in that regard.
Well, one or the other. If you want the 20 days, you can take it.
It's mostly because I've spent most of my training days training something and I had like 10 days left to finish it.
Fair enough.
And therefore, then this gives you still 10 left over after.
Well, it can only be with points you have. You can't bank these days.
Oh, shoot. That means I can't save up for my dive form.
I mean, are you close? Whatever experience you get at the end of this session, you can add and use as though it was in this now. Because this will be the time where you're awarded the XP.
I mean,
I might be close.
I'm just going to work on the thing that we still need to sit down and do.
Yeah. I texted you over the weekend and we had time.
I had a busy weekend.
Fair enough. Just saying, that's a thing.
Yeah, before the next session, definitely.
Yeah. We can hash this out later, post-session, guys. But, like, I wanted this to be you guys did a cool, like, milestone thing here, so you can all get something cool out of it.
Cool.
In any case, I'm pretty sure you guys got all the info you needed. Oh, wow, I even bolded and underlined that, and I forgot to do it.
Good job, Izzy.
Yep. It's okay.
Say it now.
Oh, he was going to make, obscure passes at Orion and Miriala because they're so attractive.
Oh.
He's going to what?
Orion and Miriala both have bought, up their appearance.
Yep.
Hey, I'm a beautiful bird.
You are a beautiful bird.
You are a gorgeous bird. That is true.
You are a gorgeous bird. So you know what? Over the course of all that, just assume he was fawning over the pretty people in the party.
Yeah, no, Muriel would totally be into that happening.
There you go. That happened.
Man, I didn't even use the right form for that, too.
Mm-hmm.
What form are you in at the moment again?
He's still in Satyr form. Okay. So you guys get spit out back into the gummy ship.
Where we still have something that we need to resolve.
Yeah. So your ship is currently being surrounded by blackened ice shards. And you hear 3PO just say, "Oh, thank the Maker!"
Huh. Wow, that took no time at all.
Well, you guys are over a different part of water.
How long were we in the book, robot person?
Excuse me, but you say you were in the book?
Yeah, for how long? How long were we gone?
A few minutes?
Wow, that must be that time dilation thing he was talking about.
Interesting.
Also, we have something appearing on our radar.
Oh?
He's poking at the radar thing on the gummy ship.
What is it?
It's well, you guys are appearing as a triangle in the center, and there are 2 red marks appearing behind you guys and closing fast.
Are those other Heartless?
I look out the window.
Damn it, I did not make an icon for this. Why didn't I make an icon for this? That's appearing behind you guys. There's 2 of them.
Okay, what is that? Like, actually, what is that? I legitimately have no idea.
Where was this posted?
In the Roll20 chat. Do you not know in character or out of character?
No, in character, Muriel has no idea what the hell that is.
It looks like a spaceship.
It's a
weird one.
It's an Imperial
But it has no sails. How could it be a spaceship?
It's an Imperial TIE fighter.
Is that bad?
It's very bad.
That looks nothing like a tie.
The green lasers are shooting out of this thing and starting to hit the gummy ship.
Izzy, with our knowledge of magic trading time, could I have learned to deflect energy?
Was that on your wish list?
Yes.
What was it? Your one cool thing?
No, it was within the 20 days of training time.
One cool thing.
I thought you said one cool thing or 20 days.
I will say yes, but it's going to take your mind a little bit of time to process it, so you will get it at the end of the session.
It was more that I wanted to use that during session, but...
Do you have it already statted?
Yeah, it's just a defense spell.
Alright, roll it. I will allow it. Roll it.
Fuck, failed. I do not deflect the first bout of lasers.
Okay, see, 3PO is going to say, R2, do something! R2 is going to... Okay, R2 is going to do this.
Dr. Boy, take the wheel.
Dr. Boy is currently unconscious.
Dr. Boy, get up.
Dr. Boy is currently not at the wheel. You guys get, as R2 does something, this sound happens.
1 minute.
Oh, yay, that sound
I'm
again.
sorry, I messed up. I did pass. You don't actually have the divide by 2 modifier. But they are probably firing more lasers than I can deflect, because I can only do that once around.
Yeah, no, there's 2 ships behind you guys. They're each shooting 2 lasers. So you deflect the first, and then the other 2 are shooting at you guys.
Just say, listen, I can do this for a while, but someone needs to deal with the problem.
I think we need to... How far away are the ships from us?
50 yards behind you guys.
Are there any weapons on the ship?
You know, there's
On our ship?
there's a fire gummy on the front of the ship.
So what do you think the odds are that you can fly this ship backwards?
There's no engines on the front of the ship, sir. We'd be moving incredibly slow. If only you guys had some kind of great pilot with you.
I know.
Right?
Can we just call this session and wait for
No, wait.
No,
I have an idea.
no,
I think I've watched Dr. Boy do this enough. Fuck it, Izzy. I guess I'm using my thing on piloting this session.
I mean,
What is your thing?
You guys have a bunch of one-time use things you could easily throw at this to make this better.
I don't know.
Izzy, question.
Yes.
Can I block lasers with Perry missile weapon?
Generally, no. But
Yeah,
the keyboard might be bullshit.
Izzy!
You need deflect.
Because it's
Izzy.
with the Keyblade?
No, you can't.
Izzy.
Ah.
No. Yes.
Serendipity, and I grabbed the wheel.
There you go. That helps. You do.
What the fuck?
Okay, you're getting a bonus to a.
What skill could I be able to use in order to fire the fire gummy?
So, okay, let me actually pull this up. So this is going to be artillery. But for artillery, it defaults to... Artillery. Artillery defaults to IQ -5.
Oh dear fuck.
What are you doing and why are you groaning?
I'm looking at one of the options that I could use to fix the problem.
So, roll me IQ -5 there, Orion. You got this.
Well...
You're due for a good roll.
Armory missile weapons would not help with this, would it?
Missile weapons?
Yes.
Wait, you have armory missile weapons?
Yes.
I'll let you roll that. I will allow that.
There we go. Passed by 6.
Alright, the TIE fighter is going to attempt to pilot its way in. Congratulations, sir! You have shot down a TIE fighter.
Okay,
I got it! I got it!
Now I can defend us from the rest of its shit.
You hear Keen-Eye growl, and Coco, you know he says, "Don't get cocky, kid."
What do I know?
That Keen-Eye just growled at Orion, saying, "Don't get cocky, kid."
References.
Yep.
Do we maybe want to land and then potentially do a better job at shooting these things?
There's only one left.
There's only one left, you say?
Yeah. That said, it is a TIE fighter spaceship.
I have a big plan, which is I'm going to create a bunch of illusions of our ship flying in mixed directions alongside the ship.
Okay. Are they just illusions, or are they physical copies?
I am using, in this case, probably... Is it greater illusion or perfect illusion? Perfect illusion, which means that for all purposes, unless they physically interact with it, it is exactly what it's supposed to be.
Okay, so roll it to make sure that that gets cast. Okay.
Barely not a crit.
Alright, roll me 3d6 to see how lucky you guys are.
Can I roll it?
Wex should roll it, because Wex is the pilot.
Oh, sure. Well, no, this is just to see if he targets the right one or the wrong one. Sure. Okay, so it's the same roll. Okay, so yeah, he takes pot shots at a few of the other ones. Now, you still have a TIE fighter behind you. How you dealing with it?
What's the default range of an innate attack again?
30 yards, I believe.
10/100.
That.
And what's the penalty at the 100 range?
No, that's you are dealing half damage.
Sure. Let's try seeing if Legrim can blow up a spaceship. What's the penalty to summoning her?
As is usual, 0. She's really easy to summon.
Let's see if she can hit that. I think that's a pass by 0.
It dodges.
It's a 2-yard effect radius. Does it still dodge out completely?
Yeah, it's a spaceship.
Damn. Well, she's just going to cross her arm and be like, "What the hell was I summoned for?"
Yeah, she's not happy. You guys.
Well, waiting for 5 seconds to pass.
Does anybody else want to try anything?
I'm busy being a lucky space pilot.
I will try something after someone else does things.
Roll me space piloting. Just roll me 3d6, Wex.
12.
Average roll. The TIE fighter gains on you a little bit.
Oh no.
Who else is going to try something? Oh, he's not here.
Listen, I will try things after everyone else has a chance.
All right. Webby, you going to try anything?
I'm pretty used to, at this point, being able to summon the Keyblade to my hand, right?
Yes.
I open a window.
Bulkhead is sealed unless you unseal it with the Keyblade.
Please don't do that.
I don't do that.
That was literally the argument you guys had before you ended up in the book, is the bulkheads are sealed, don't go outside. Oh, which...
We're in atmosphere still, aren't we?
Yes, you are. But
Okay.
the spaceship seals itself when it's in transit.
No, I don't really do anything then.
Okay.
Not a lot I can do.
Coco, you're still piloting. Mute, anything else? Is Basil back yet? Nope.
Nope.
Orion, you got anything up your sleeve?
Nope.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Okay, fine. I will pull out one of the really big gems again. Like, alright. I know the theory behind this magic, but I've never done it before. Let's see if I can figure this out. Izzy,
Yes, what are you doing?
am I allowed to use the Utter Wall spell?
Does that just make a wall between you and the TIE fighter so it goes crashing into it?
Yes.
Sure, you can try.
Makes a roll, of course. How far away is it?
It's like 30 yards and gaining. And you're both...
Slow the ship down a bit. I need it to be closer.
I will try.
Roll me piloting.
9.
Because it's a lucky chocobo, that kind of works.
Yeah, lucky chocobo.
Alright, try the first to do this. Passes! I don't have to do the dumb thing. So, yeah, a barrier of complete darkness pops up between us and the thing that is wide enough it shouldn't be able to avoid it, given how fast we're flying.
The guy is going to still try to get a piloting roll off on this. Ooh.
Did he crit?
He didn't crit. He rolled a 6, but that's not a crit. How much did you pass by?
No, here's the thing. I passed by 0, but this is an AoE.
Yeah.
This is also something I'm burning a absolute fuck-tarded amount of mana on.
Okay, so you see the TIE fighter pull up through the thing, and the wing gets caught on it. It doesn't immediately blow up, and the pilot ejects.
Oh yeah, no, like, it clips the wing shatters, and the pilot gets out.
Yeah. Followed by the rest of the ship exploding as it falls into the sea. Okay, but that said, you guys have avoided TIE fighters. What are you gonna do next?
Sit down, rest.
We're going to Vegas.
Well, now we have to get the, we have to put the heart back, right?
Yep. Where are you doing that?
First we have to fix it.
Well,
Well, the heart's in the book right now.
Wait, we left it in the book?
Yeah.
It needs to be fixed.
He said.
I'm also totally learning that spell permanently.
Derp. He said that he would leave.
Okay, well at least that means it's safe from Muriella, right?
Yep.
Oh no, I don't actually have to bring it back anymore. Turns out that I just realized exactly what was implied there. It was not an explicit command.
Oh, even better. Well, then while the heart's being fixed,
I will,
we should
however,
head to
never
Muriella's
go
other place to see if we can get her contract broken.
I feel like that will take more than the couple of days we have before we have to go and get the heart.
I can't. God, I hate not being able to talk sometimes. I'm going to just send you a private message to vent my frustrations for a minute.
Izzy,
Mm-hmm.
I look at my shadow. Is it back to normal?
It is back to normal. Though
sad.
make me a observation check. Or perception.
Observation it is. Pass by 3?
Okay, oddly enough, Webby, you'd never noticed this before, but now as you're looking at your shadow, you're noticing your shadow is darker than everybody else's in the ship, even though it's the same kind of light.
That's really weird.
Izzy, please tell me if I'm right.
Oh, Mute.
Yeah?
Can you write Lena's full name in the book and then see if you can summon her?
Sure, I'll do that. I will need you to tell me how it's spelled.
Lena space capital D lowercase e capital S P lowercase p ELL.
Okay, Mute, as you write Lena's name, it takes for a second, and then it switches over into runes. And part of her name disappears. The part that says Lena sticks around, the rest of it is blank and needs to be continued to be filled in.
So what is the rest of that needs to be filled in? Sorry, can you repeat that?
AKA, you have part of that puzzle, there's a little bit more that needs to go into it. That personal plot is not getting tied up that easily, is what that equates to. Not yet, anyway.
Don't worry, I knew it wouldn't work.
In short, Sean, you cannot summon Lena.
Yep.
Summon John Cena.
He's too powerful, I can't afford the points.
Understandable.
He's only worth 160 points.
I would have figured 300 with the way Izzy rolls.
John Cena obviously has.
Oh no! That's his point total as a summon. Don't forget it expands. That means he's worth, like 400% your guys' starting value. Sean, if you do want to get John Cena, we can talk about that. He is a option.
We can discuss later. I'm not sure I particularly
need him.
Yeah.
I
mean, I won't roll as well.
It's true, you won't. Okay, so what do you guys want to do? Where are you going to go from this point forward?
What I missed to lock myself out for a bit.
You guys are back on the spaceship. You left the guy you were talking to. He gave you advice, and now you were just being chased down by two TIE fighters that have been destroyed. Does anybody else have anything to add?
Nope.
That sums it up pretty well.
Okay. So, where are you guys going? What do you want to do? Do you remember what you were doing?
Anywhere on this world anyone else wants to go, we have to wait a few days. We could go back to Daybroken Town during that time.
I'm gonna make a gesture roll. God damn it! I squawk futilely.
Darp. You might want to put some more points into gesture.
I can't say anything.
Yep.
Do you feel anything?
Yeah, frustration at that statement as I point my beak back at your book.
Should we just go inside the book again? Or actually, if we get to... He said it would be ready by the time we figure out where it goes. So maybe if we figure out where it goes, then we jump into the book again.
So we follow the manta ray this time.
We follow the manta ray. After we figure out where the manta ray wants to take us, we then jump into the book.
Agreement, but feeling a feeling of frustration that you are still missing something.
Damn it! What am I missing? The fact that he's not going to be in the book when we go in again.
I shake my head.
The fact that we don't just go into the book now and grab it now.
I sort of use my wing and do the sort of gesture.
Taking
that one for free, is he?
The fact that the heart is in the book currently.
Shake my head. No.
The
darkness encroaching on the world.
Shake my head. No. More frustrated. Is there anything? You know what I want to point to in this cabin. Is there anything I can point to like that?
I'm assuming you want to point to something that looks like this?
Yeah, hold on, I'll type quick.
Okay.
Yes, something like that.
Unfortunately, no. The only thing that was like that, Graveless broke like 2 sessions ago in the ship.
God damn it.
Alright. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna turn into a chocobo and see if I can understand what Coco's saying.
I'm leaving it up to Izzy if this works or not.
Izzy?
No. The bears are unique in this world for that reason.
Actually, while I'm a chocobo, hey, was it Kenai? Hey, Kenai, can you ask Coco what he's trying to say and then tell me?
Why don't you just ask yourself?
Because I can't understand what he's squawking.
The bears know what I've been saying.
Yeah. Would you just like to tell him directly?
Time works differently there, you idiots! It's already done!
Turning back. Time works differently in the book. It's already been done. It may be safer in the book, assuming the Ursula's agents are still patrolling this world until we manage to find the place it should be.
Except then if we find the place where it needs to be and something happens. But let's just jump into the book, grab it, and come back out. It's no safer in the book than it is in Coco.
I would argue differently, but okay, fine.
I mean, you get a sense from me that we should probably wait, though.
Okay, let's wait. Coco agrees to wait.
So we're leaving it in the book until we find out where we need to go?
Sean, you sense I like the plan of follow the manta ray.
We should follow the manta ray.
Okay. I'm gonna go rest and replenish my jewel supply over here.
Okay. You've used up your serendipity. You know now. Somebody actually needs to make me piloting checks now.
Yep, that was.
Can RG save the day?
So who's going to be making the piloting checks on the ship?
No longer me, please.
R2D2.
Dr. Goodboy.
Let's see if R2 is okay. Just going to go publicly. Okay, he's not blue screening. R2 can take... Where are you guys going back?
I'm going to try tracking down where the manta ray went.
Do you remember where it went? I think...
Duke remembers where it went.
Damn it. Okay, yeah. So, you remember that, like, it came down the mountain and kind of went into the western sea outside of where the village is.
I am not
Okay.
going into the ocean.
Yeah, we're not going to those.
Okay.
No, Uriala's not going to the ocean.
Everybody make me perception checks, please.
Woo!
Fail.
Pass by 1.
Fail.
Everybody loves perception check. Pass by 1.
I rolled the wrong type of die.
And you almost got away with it. So, wait.
If I didn't say so,
fair-
would you have noticed?
I definitely would have, because I only saw...
The distribution is not the same, but the range is still pretty close.
Yeah. Okay, so from what I'm seeing, Coco and Webby are the only ones who passed.
Sounds right.
Basil, are you here? Devin? Okay, I don't hear Devin, so I'm going to assume he's not here.
Hang on. Yeah.
Alright, do you want to roll your 3d6, or do you want me to roll for you?
What's the check?
Perception.
Yeah.
The hell, go away, Norton. Sure.
Never. You must know where Virus
You
is.
pass by 0. Webby, how much did you pass by?
By 1.
And Coco, how much did you pass by?
Also by 1.
Okay, so everybody, as you head off to the ocean, you see the manta ray just waiting in the waters. It's to Basil, Webby, and Coco. You guys notice that where they're even during, yeah, it's probably getting close to sundown at this point. Before the Aurora Borealis were in the sky, and you could see like spirits kind of coming off the mountain. Nothing this time around. It appears as though this manta ray is the only like blue spirit that is, you know, in the area, and just from the looks of it, it kind of looks like a little ragged at this point.
Oh no, we need to help it.
Like, it's exhausted. For Webby and Coco, in the evening, you notice, oh, as you guys are flying overhead, you're like, oh, okay, no big deal. You fly over the village, and you notice there's a couple of fires down there. Probably, you know, everybody, you know, getting food. That's what everybody notices. Webby and Coco, you notice, as you fly overhead, that the fires in that village are a lot larger and nowhere near where the campfires were the previous night.
Is the village on fire?
Parts of it.
What?
Oh no!
Let's
The
go.
village is on fire! Quick! We need to land!
Someone needs to... Oh, wait, R2 needs to do this.
Yeah, look, R2 could not do any worse than all of us.
Oh, God. He rolled a 15, which is a fail, and then he rolled a 12.
R2 just crashed our ship.
The ship has been once again crashed.
Please, if it was going anywhere near the ocean, I was bailing and flying the rest of the
Oh,
way.
no. Like, he starts blue screening right as he's about to put it down. You guys literally just nosedive into a snowbank right outside
I'm
the
beginning
village.
to think I'm a jinx. Most of the planes I'm ever in crash.
That's an unfair assessment, and you know it.
So yeah, so on one side of the ship you have like the mountain going back up there, which is where you crashed. Once again, the head of this ship is now, you know, flat instead of conical. Off in the distance, you have the ocean, the freezing ocean waters where the manta ray is waiting for you guys. And then behind you, you have the burning fires and smoke coming from the village.
I run out of the ship as soon as it's safe to, and run to try to help people.
I also run to try to help people.
What people?
Wait, there's no people?
Oh, there are no people. You guys see a lot of, scorched earth marks, a lot of fire, and a lot of skeletons lying with arms outstretched as though they were trying to enter or exit the various huts.
Oh, no. They got Star Wars.
Let's go see what the manta ray has.
And no one else will appreciate this moment, but Coco, you can hear this as Kenai looks in horror at his, destroyed village where he grew up. He's going to turn to you and say, I want to go with you. There's nothing for me here now. I want to learn about the power of the heart and become a warrior.
Oh, God damn it.
Why did you have to end on that last note? Why'd you have to do that to me?
Because I have to stir that pot of emotions.
Wait,
No.
the emotion of hate?
You really didn't. It was unnecessary.
I was gonna have a legit moment with him there. You ruined that. What am I supposed to do with that? I just say nothing.
Fair enough. Okay, so what do you guys want to do? If anybody would like to inspect the village, you may.
I run around and look for survivors.
Investigation or observation?
I pull power out of the fire and turn it into magic.
Is that observation or investigation?
Well, I guess it's observation because it doesn't look like I have investigation.
Okay. It does not appear.
Pass by 6.
It does not appear as though there are any survivors. Though what you do observe is that there are a lot of strange footsteps, as though a bunch of people were here in lockstep.
What happened here?
Also, very futuristic looking kind of footwear.
Who would do this? It was just a peaceful tribe of people.
All right. Anybody else?
See, the only thing I could try would be perception. I don't have a firefighter that I know of in this book.
Yeah.
I'm gonna convert the fire into magic and stick that in a gem.
Okay. Roll it.
See, pass by 5.
Sure.
How much fire is there right now?
Like 3 bonfires. The equivalent of 3 bonfires. Large ones that you would see like at a pep rally.
Okay, that tells me how powerful these are. How long are we spending here?
That's entirely up to you guys.
Do we want me to put... I will put the fires out with this. That's a question of how long will it take
Let's
me.
put it to take the fires out.
Easy.
Yep. How long will it take for you to put them out?
How long does it take me to draw all of the energy out of the fires?
I don't know how long that spell takes for you to cast.
I continuously pull energy out of them until they're stuffed out.
I'll say 10 minutes.
That's a shitty gem. Oh well. Still a gem.
Yeah. Alrighty. Now, what will you guys do next?
Check the manta ray.
Okay.
Yeah.
The manta ray is just waiting in the bay for you guys.
Yeah, I'm not going in that.
Upon seeing you, it's going to start, slowly swimming west.
One of you can go deal with that.
Wait, it's starting to slowly swim away from us, or what?
Yeah, it's slowly swimming west, away from you guys, into the ocean.
We have a boat.
Wait, can you hold up? We have a ship.
It's going to, go out about 100 yards, and then start circling.
I think it is willing to wait for us. We might want to hurry up here soon and start following it.
I sadly get back on the ship, all disappointed that the village is gone.
Yeah,
Alright, I'm assuming you guys are... Let's see. Since Dr. Boy... I will just assume Dr. Boy wakes up for this and puts his ship back together. Because that's what he does. Okay. So you all get back on the ship and are just going to follow the manta ray?
Mm-hmm.
I think so because we couldn't find survivors and we don't know what else to do.
Fair enough. So the manta ray is going to about half a day's flight. So since you guys left in the evenings when the fires were bright, by after daybreak, the manta ray is going to have led you to an island that is covered in a bunch of rocks.
Is this where we need to be?
It's
I don't
just
know.
it's just going to kind of circle the island.
Observe the island.
From the ship,
Well, we're really bad at landing, so yes, from the ship first.
go for it. Everybody roll me perception or observation.
I have observation.
Woo!
Damn, Orion! Orion sees the shit out of this.
Orion is finally cares about something here.
Orion sees everything.
Suddenly,
Is that our
her
first
eyes
three?
start glowing, and she just goes, "I see all."
Is that our first three?
That's your
No,
first.
I got one on bullshit earlier.
Okay, so what you all see is on this island, there appear to be a couple of, Heartless that are, in the waters that keep trying to snap out. It's not a very big island. It's got a couple of rocks and, jeez, okay. I'm going to give the generic overview, and then I'm going to give the detailed thing that Orion sees.
Oh boy.
So first things first. It appears as though there's a couple of Heartless just on the beach areas. They are fighting the Nobodies, the white warriors that the no one was talking about in the book.
Yay, Heartless versus Nobodies.
Are these heartless types we recognize?
They look like off-brand versions of the archers that you guys saw in the previous world. Nothing special. They seem very simple.
Mm-hmm.
They are emblem Heartless, not that that really matters. You also notice that, on one of the higher peaks on this world, there is a native woman standing atop trying to get away from all the fighting, but just kind of staying in the middle of the island, avoiding all of them. To Orion with your all-seeing eyeballs. A few things. First off, the girl is clearly wearing a more tropical outfit versus the, frigid areas. You can assume that the temperature has gotten, warmer as you have gotten farther out to sea. You also notice that despite the Dusk Nobodies and the, I'm going to just say they're Power Wilds, are fighting, on land, it looks as though there is something, another form of Heartless lurking directly offshore in the water.
Huh.
And all the stones that are surrounding this island have got little scratch marks in them that all look like little upside-down J's.
I'm sorry, I missed that last part.
It looks like there are a bunch of tick marks written on all of the stones on the island that look like upside-down J's.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something here.
You're welcome.
He's not being a dick when he says that. He's actually giving you a hint.
I know exactly what you're talking about here.
I don't. What's going on?
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, like those stones?
Yes, those stones.
Like the ones that look like the heart?
No.
No.
Which one's in that movie, then?
They have little upside-down J's scratched into them.
I am failing to remember this part of the movie.
This is where we meet him.
Maui.
Yeah.
Were there a bunch of little stones that have upside-down J's?
These are not little stones. These are gigantic stones that, litter the entire island. Go look up the scene. I can't explain it any better.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
All right.
Guys.
Just watch the movie. Great movie, by the way.
I have. I just don't remember that part. Like the J stone.
Hey, guys. There seems to be something in the water over there.
Don't let Muriel go near it.
It can stay in the water.
We're gonna need a bigger
Get closer to look at it.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Is it nighttime, Izzy?
No, it just broke dawn.
Ooh.
How long can we avoid having Muriel be in gargoyle form?
It's a good
Are
question.
we still in the air?
Yeah, you are still in the ship. I'm also debating whether or not this is a good spot to break for this week, or if you guys want to keep going for a bit more.
It might be.
I
some
would.
sleep.
Yeah, I should go to bed as well.
All right. This feels like a good point to break. Okay, so first off, where the hell is
That's good, because I need to ask Dr. Boyd to make me a hang glider.
Learn the fly spell.
You've done a terrible job of convincing Webby that magic is a good idea so far.
Darkness is a terrible idea. Magic is a good idea.
Webby doesn't see the difference in them yet.
Okay, so let's see. First things first. Session 9. This was a very info-dumpy session.
It was.
Yep.
Full of all
Indubitably.
sorts of exposition.
Yeah. So let's see. That means 2xb a pop for everybody.
What's an XB?
XP.
Don't question the XP. We
And-
need more of them.
And now the question. So first up on the list is going to be Basil. Basil?
Well,
Yep. What did you learn? What do you want to know? Or
learned a bit more about the nature of the worlds. I want to know if there's any significance to the fact that we've each lost something different. If there's like some pattern or something that'll be important to figure out. And I think that's it for now. I missed out chunks.
okay, fair enough. +1 Basil. Next up, 1, 2, 3. Coco.
Let's see. I both learned what I was hoping to find and received no answers about it at the same time.
Oh, isn't that just the way it...
Like I found the thing and person I was looking for, and that doesn't give me any answers about why I don't remember what I'm doing exactly. But I have a new purpose, which is to super help people all the time now, and trust myself and find someone for this magic keyblade that's in my body.
Fair enough. +1, Coco. Next up, Orion.
Well, everyone now knows about the nobody part.
Well, out of character.
No, not out of character. He said it out loud.
He did.
Yeah, but people haven't put it together yet in characters, what it seems like.
When nobody's mentioned.
I put it together very easily.
Yeah, that was real obvious.
And now I'm not afraid of you anymore. I just feel so bad for you.
Oh, this might make sense given relative advantages and disadvantages and other things for each character.
Yep.
All I remember hearing was that the master thought nobodies were a bad idea.
I didn't hear any of that. So continue, Orion. What were you saying?
I now have. I know that I was originally in the book for some reason, and was involved in an experiment by the quote by no one, i.e., Master of Masters.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have a book on Lushu, which I plan to study.
Oh, that didn't leave the book.
What?
Anything you guys picked up in the book, I said this in the previous session, does not leave with you guys.
That's annoying.
Yeah. I thought you were going to read it while in the world. Which, if you...
I wanted to.
I can give you some information on that then.
Okay.
Okay, +1, Orion. Next up is Webby.
So apparently we're all losers.
That's a way to look at it.
She said
Exactly.
that out loud at some point, maybe in the stinger or something.
You've all lost something. It does not necessarily make you lose. Well, no, it does make you losers.
Yes, it's not. Also, Winnie the Pooh is going to somehow help me get Lena back, though Webby has no idea exactly how that's supposed to work. But she is intent on learning as much as she can from this book that she doesn't have anymore. Crap. At least she read it before she left.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
I told you the important thing you needed for that.
Okay, so she's got that to think on. As far as what she wants to learn, well, there's a lot more to learn about the Keyblade, obviously, than she'd ever even realized. So, definitely investigate more into that. Probably whatever this Keyblade War was, and Webby loves graveyards. So, let's go.
Oh boy. Okay.
This graveyard sounds interesting, and I want to go to it too.
+1 Webby. That was not a world I thought I was going to be sending you guys to. All right. Next up is Muriala.
So this Keyblade graveyard sounds interesting, and I want to see it.
Of course you do.
Also, we're completely awesome, and apparently the fate of everything is resting on us, which, you know, is cool. Complete opposite reaction from Webby about hearing that information.
Advantage of being PCs in an RPG.
Ha ha.
Yes, but it's now justified in character as well as out of character that we have this knowledge.
Yep.
It's gonna be great.
Muriel having that knowledge in no way is whatsoever.
We're gonna save the world. Then you're all gonna age to death while I just wait to find my guy again.
Oof.
Yep.
I mean, some of us are pretty young. I think that's going to take a really long time for a stage to death.
I can wait.
She's actually very curious. If he can't see us, how did he find us in the first place?
That is
there was a reason she didn't really trust a lot of things Mystery Man said.
And yet, and absolutely none of you at any point ever rolled to detect lies.
I have detect lies.
But no one ever said they were going to roll it.
Why would I need to do that against him?
No, you wouldn't.
Exactly.
I automatically assumed he was lying the entire time.
There you
Yeah,
go.
basically.
There you go.
I have gullible.
+1, Muriala.
He wouldn't lie to me, though.
No, the one last thing she learned is, okay, why does this guy believe that light and darkness are supposed to be in balance when problems? But, not a question for now.
Good questions. +1. All right, and last but not least, we have Mute.
Okay, so I found more information on how the book is supposed to be working. I apparently have my access restricted because of the fact I fucked up that badly. Yep, that's not at all a bad thing to hear in any way. I have a lot of work to do to fix this.
Yep, you do. I'll give that a +1. And now, in character, you know how to get more summons, which is very important for you. All right, now for the question. What is the question going to be? Or the vote, rather.
Bum, bum, bum.
No one knows what.
How many messages did Izzy pin?
All of them.
I pinned a ton of messages, so if you guys ever wanted to look back, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to make one message per session of all the XP saved, and then pin that from this point forward, just so you guys have a record of it.
Mm-hmm.
I pinned a lot of messages.
Yep.
See, I feel like that's too much of a one-sided question.
All right.
That's also a one-sided question. Damn.
Hard, isn't it, Izzy?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of a good one for this session, but they're like, info dumps are hard.
I did not. Did everything become quiet?
Yes, everything became quiet. Let's
Okay.
see.
Does anyone not get a +1 question?
You have to try to not get a +1 for the question.
Mm-hmm. The point of it is to establish character development and figure out what's going on, not like just to make people think.
Yeah, well, it gets people to think and also gives me an idea of what you guys are expecting. So, who should have taken more advantage of no one?
More advantage of what?
Advantage of no one.
Are we allowed to vote for Dr. Goodboy, who definitionally
Yeah, I
is?
was gonna say. He asked no questions.
I don't think he's a viable option because he's not here this session.
Fair enough. I got my answer.
He'll get the...
Yep. Ready.
Because I think everybody could have asked more questions of him to get more answers. It's just who could have taken even more advantage of it.
To be fair, I tried.
You did. You got some pretty good answers, just not for the questions you wanted to ask.
I didn't get to ask him why he left me.
You kind of got an answer for that.
Yeah, I feel like I got as much of an answer as I'm going to get for that.
You got a better answer than anyone else has ever gotten from him on that question. So
I'd really like to know also, like, I didn't think I forgot all this.
like
I was
you
under
are far from the only person who wants that answer from him.
like what why
did you leave me?
Yeah, he's my rider. He's my friend. I've been looking for him for a really long time.
You are the luckiest of chocobos. All right, I don't see anybody else typing, so we are going to hit enter in 3, 2, 1.
Oh wait.
Oh, hold.
Hold.
Is Good Boy? Sorry, my Discord kind
We
of broke.
determined he
Is
is not
Doctor
an
Good
option.
Boy a valid option?
No,
Good
Good
Boy.
Boy is not an option because he wasn't here. You have to at least make an appearance to be viable for the boat, unless you're John Cena.
Can we do the countdown then?
All right. Well, Mute. I still see Mute typing.
Just 1 second. Yeah, ready.
Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, go.
Damn, we almost had everyone.
So close.
1, 2, 1, 2.
I'm
So it is
super-
both Basil and Orion.
Yep.
The Basil Orion.
All right.
If only we had Dan here as well. We could have gotten a third one.
Alrighty. Bonus to you guys. This message is getting pinned. And now the session 9 is all together. Hooray!
All right.
Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this session. I know it was a little less actiony, a little more sit and talky.
That's okay. Also, all right.
Exposition is useful.
The session's over. We have a puzzle to work out.
I'll leave the recording going if you guys
So
want.
I don't know if I know exactly which one I am, or which one Webby is, but I'm not sure I should say because that's out of character knowledge that Webby does not have in game.
I mean, you could say it and just not elaborate on it.
I'd say hold that to the vest.
I have
Okay.
a few ideas based on what Muriala would be, and it's pretty obvious in game, I think. But there's one of these that I think is super obvious.
I mean, is it for you, your soul?
It's either soul or future.
I think mine is my past.
There's enough amnesia.
That would make sense if you've got amnesia.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't really think I do, but now I'm not sure.
I also think you might be supposed to, not that no one is your rider, but no one is but you're part of no one is also another option.
Mhm.
Where is the
question
where was the
for
thing listed
Maria.
of what
It's-
the 7 are?
It's in character.
My only question for Muriala is,
Like I could see Coco being the
Did
one
you-
who lost their bodies.
What were you saying, Devin?
my only question is regarding your shape shifting. Did you have to give up a previous body to be able to do that, or is this just like how you were?
Wait, sorry, repeat. You broke up.
No computer?
Shape shifting, is it related to something you were just born with, or is it something you had to give up an original body for?
Oh no, I learned it, and this is a way better way to handle things.
I agree with you, Nick. You're either soul or future. I mean, I feel like the main point is Orion has definitely lost their heart.
Yes.
Like we can use that as like a center point.
Yep.
I believe Orion has certainly lost her heart.
That makes sense because she's a nobody. Nobodies have no heart.
Right.
Who has lost their body?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
How does a bird get a keyblade?
That's a great
The
question.
same way as everything else.
Actually, both birds have a keyblade.
Oh yeah, hey. Apparently Keyblade or having a Keyblade is tied to being a bird.
Hmm.
It's canon now. You can't undo it.
I forget, is Dr. Boy supposed to be amnesiac?
I think you're the ones that seem harder than the others. Like,
Yeah, I don't know what he is.
no.
He's a droopy dog.
I get that, but which of these is he? Like, I feel like I know the least about his backstory comparatively.
Yep. Yep.
Well, who's lost their mind?
Um, I don't. Is that that's probably a spoiler for someone's character?
Oh, that's almost certainly a spoiler. Given everyone,
Like, if I knew more about Basil, I might say him, but that could also be past or future.
Basil's the one I'd guess for that right now, just given everyone.
What did you say? Would you say for
Mind.
Basil?
Mind.
Yeah, like, Mute is dreams, I'm pretty sure, though I don't know exactly how to work that out.
Well, Mute can't...
It just seems right for the character, you know? It feels like it lines up, well, with the dream book and all.
It does, but it's a question of, is this a literal or metaphorical dreams? Like, I
Could
mean,
be either.
technically speaking, depending on how dreams is defined, Muriala could also be that one.
Possibly, I guess.
This was a better puzzle than I gave it credit for.
I'd say Mute is a better argument for dreams, though.
Well, the problem is it's hard to solve when a couple people are holding things close still.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but again, I have spoilers about my character that my character doesn't know.
Which
Yeah,
is which is fair.
We just went through most of my spoilers.
Yeah, you guys are
good
also.
amount of-
I'm sorry. I was
What were you
gonna.
saying, Wax?
I said a good amount of mine too.
Yeah, okay, actually, here's a question. Which ones are Coco's?
Mine, again, past is the obvious one, but that still feels a little weak.
So,
I can say
who lost their soul? Oh wait, Muriel lost her soul.
Nope, Muriel lost her. Oh, yeah, actually, maybe.
The soul's a potential. It's hard to say.
It's soul or future for Muriel.
I mean, you sold your soul to the devil.
And my future, and my dream, and I sold my dreams to get away from her.
Okay,
so...
yeah, but one of them is a idiom. So.
Yes.
Let's see. Devin, what do you think? What are you here?
Well, I mean, in terms of backstory, is pretty simple for me. Just kind of looking into an oddity and then ended up away from home. I had a partner who I often worked with, and as you kind of hinted at that meta, but in terms of Dr. Dawson's role to Basil, that could be soul, or could be heart, like in terms of if I'm like all head, he's the one who like makes it, who actually has
I think it's safe to assume that heart is Orion.
Orion, yeah.
Yeah, heart is the one we're taking off the table.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just writing down our guesses right now. I can see soul for Basil also.
Yeah.
Well, then who's lost their mind?
Dr. Goodboy?
Dr. Goodboy, I feel like might be either mind or body.
Yeah, those are the two hard ones. Like, who's lost mind and who's lost body?
Like, here's the problem. I feel like body would be one of the amnesiacs who is in a different shape than they actually are.
Yeah, that was my guess. My only other guess was Muriel in terms of if they've gotten so far away from their original body form that they don't remember what they started with.
Oh, no, I don't know what it is. I just have no interest in going back.
How many amnesiacs do we have?
Many.
Like, I actually think maybe half the party might have some form of amnesia.
Oh, God.
You guys made this too easy for me. And I'll be honest, I did spend like a solid 10 minutes on figuring out the exact wording I wanted for this one.
All right. What else?
This was a good line, I gotta admit, Izzy.
Yeah.
All right. What else would Coco be besides past?
Like
we have the standing theory that
I could see Coco's reunion with no one being the two merging, or that Coco potentially was not always a chocobo.
Oh man, Yeah, that's fair. If you weren't always a chocobo.
That'd be an interesting thing.
I'll put that down in body, but I think that's weak. Okay, does anyone else have the potential to have lost their mind in some way? Without
Everyone has the potential to have lost their mind, Nick.
I really don't think that's me. I
Yeah.
did not lose my mind.
There is a far stretch that could be Muriel, but she's basically shaken off darkness doing that, so I don't think it's true. I suppose mute maybe if amnesia plus like not having parts of his personality or self there.
Webby's such an X factor here, though.
Yeah, I have legit no idea what Webby would be.
Well, Izzy's cackling madly now all of a sudden.
I'm just cackling madly because, like, I can, like, literally hear the gears turning in all of your heads.
Actually, no. Webby might be future as now a Keyblade wielder who doesn't know how to get back home. The future she once had is gone.
Oh my god.
I feel like there's something else there.
I do too, but like I guess future or mind would be my guess for Webby. Soul doesn't feel right. Dream maybe. Actually, here's a question. Besides Mute, could anyone be Dream?
I don't know. What do we know about Dr. Boy?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Yeah, he hasn't really shared a lot,
Izzy's
has he?
being very cackly all of a sudden.
I love how you're just like, let's talk about the guy who's not here. We knew wasn't gonna be here at all for the session. What could he possibly be?
Anything. Anything.
Yeah, no,
He's
like,
missing his world.
I mean, that's covered in the, Oh, I never said lost world. That was supposed to be part of the first sentence. Some of you have lost your worlds. Oh well. I still like the the lines are good as is.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's Mute Dreams, Muriela Soul. Oh no, I'm sorry. Orion Heart, Muriela Soul, Mute Dreams.
But you can't say yourself.
You can't say
Although
yourself.
Izzy's,
You have to leave the
I
rest.
might be able to, because Izzy's, I private messaged Izzy's, and he's kind of implied that I might be wrong. Because he's being a dick.
I mean, Izzy, so
Izzy
that's to
will
be
not
expected.
actually confirm or deny anything.
Here,
He will be a dick
you know
to
what?
the
Here,
max.
I'll send you the same thing I sent Wex earlier. There you go.
Why?
What did you send me?
I'll just
So I
post...
guess,
Oh,
I guess
yeah,
I could be
that.
wrong in my assumption, but I'm pretty sure Izzy is just trying to play with me.
Right, that.
I put
Oh,
it in general if anybody wants to know what I just put.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like Heart being Orion and Dream being Mute make the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we can take those off the table.
The problem is, without more knowledge of Dr. Boy or Webby, it's really hard to figure that or Basil. It's really hard to.
Webby's
figure
is
things out.
pretty tough to pin down if you don't know more about her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot.
And again, it's something Webby doesn't even really understand herself. At least I believe it is.
Well, for myself, it's then either past, body, or soul. I don't think it's soul.
I don't think
Like,
soul
unless
doesn't feel right for you.
no one counts as my soul.
I don't. Maybe
That doesn't sound right.
past feels strongest for you, given that I think you are the most amnesiac.
Wait, I thought we'd assigned. I thought we were saying Muriel was probably Soul.
Probably. I was just theorizing.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. One of us is almost certainly a Heartless, which is probably loss of soul.
Why do you say one of us is almost certainly a Heartless?
Because of the number of hearts that are supposed to be in our group, one of which is the book, and we know now that one member is missing their heart.
Wait, how many hearts are in our group?
No, we have one more heart than we're supposed to have.
No, we had one more heart than we were supposed to have until we found out one member literally has no heart.
Oh,
So-
shit, then we have two. We have
No,
two extra hearts then.
Yeah, one of them's in me. I have 2.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got Coco's got the heart of a world.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Then I
Oh, and
think
you
I
have
have.
another heart too.
I think the Keyblade represents my guy. I think.
No, if it was the Keyblade, then you and Webby should have that.
So wait, we were +2.
Well, no, you don't. The Keyblade. It's not my Keyblade.
We were +2. We're assuming the heart of the world is one of them, so we were +1. But
How
now
did we
we know
find-
Orion doesn't have a heart, so we're +2 again.
Well, hold on. How do we find out how many hearts we had originally?
Mocha told us.
It was originally 9 was what the number given to us by
Okay.
Muka.
So that means we're
7
need-
characters, so we had 9 hearts between 7.
so we have to account for 3 hearts.
Yeah, the book was 1 and the Heart of the World was 1.
There was 1 extra heart in the group.
When did we say the book was 1?
Mocha said that.
I
No,
think.
no, it's not that we assumed that the book was 1. We assumed that the book either the book is 1 or it's 2 because it contains 2 summons.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right, but then didn't we determine that the green stone is the heart of a world and that's one of the hearts?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I am, out of character and to a slight extent in character. Muriel is starting to become more and more convinced there is actually a Heartless in our group, and she's most suspicious of 2 people.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is I am extremely happy you guys remembered how many hearts Mocha told you.
That it's 9?
That's the only thing I am going to say. I'm not going to make any other commentary, but I'm glad that it's finally
I
come
wouldn't
full.
forget that.
Huh?
That's very important.
Yes, I'm glad you guys. I'm glad it's being brought up now because it is coming full circle.
I mean, if there is a Heartless, there's about only 2
Well,
people.
remember,
I think
a Heartless has a heart. It's just a person's heart that's trapped in darkness.
A Heartless can have more than 1 heart.
That too, I guess. I don't think any of us are heartless.
Actually, I just realized Lena could also be the other heart.
Yeah, that's kind of what I kept thinking.
Depends how we're interpreting Lena based on what I've seen from her in the show.
No, this also does not preclude her from being the Heartless in the group.
Again, it could be my Keyblade is attached to a heart, which counts.
Maybe, but
Like I said, it's not my Keyblade. It's not.
Like, he did say that Keyblades are made as now mirrors for the light in a person's heart.
But they used to be parts of a heart.
Like his used to be.
True.
Like his was, and his students.
Yeah, again, not my Keyblade, not bound to my heart.
Well, no, it's his Keyblade, and it's made by his heart.
Right. I think that's the missing heart.
Because there's way too many in the hearts in the book otherwise.
I suppose we can ask her again next time we see her.
Whenever we see her.
Didn't we try and she was really obfuscatory?
Yeah, but now we have things we can directly ask about.
To answer that question, because I will, yes, she was directly obfuscatory.
Darn her.
Because I knew it would probably, if you guys thought about it enough, it would eventually lead to a conversation like this. I'm so
It
glad
will
Brett...
eventually lead to Izzy being silent for a few moments.
Yep, that's how that works.
I'm happy breadcrumbs are paying off.
Yep.
Like, it's a nice feeling.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can solve more of this puzzle until people's plot comes out.
Well, like I said, I'm pretty sure I know mine, but I'm not going to share it because it's bonus info.
Yeah, well, I'm going to post what we had right now as best guesses.
Okay, good night.
Edited.
I realized that I forgot to remove mute from Mind.
Okay, so we're pretty sure on Mute and Orion. And Soul, I feel like it's pretty certain that Soul is Muriella, just because you sold your soul to the devil.
It's either Soul or Future. Like, it's one of those two. I think Soul is more likely, but I could see it being either.
Yeah. And remember, this is also written by Izzy, so it's up to his interpretation.
Really, was it Coco's dream that got lost?
Yes.
I can almost tell you for sure it wasn't.
But Coco, don't you remember? This entire game is just your dreams.
What?
Bookception.
Dun 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 dun.
No, unless Izzy played some really weird whammy with my backstory, I guarantee you I did not lose my dream.
Boom.
Well, have you had any... It started.
Yeah. No, Body is the one I'm most confused about.
I am too.
Ah, good.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
A Heartless would have lost their body.
True.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I'm gonna edit this.
So is someone here secret Heartless?
I'm kind of guessing so.
Can Heartless use Keyblades?
I have no idea.
I actually don't know. That's a legit question. I don't know Kingdom Hearts well enough.
In Kingdom Hearts lore, I'm pretty sure Heartless cannot use Keyblades.
Okay. Well,
Like,
there's only...
Wielder, people who have been taken by darkness can, but Heartless themselves, I'm pretty sure cannot.
There's only...
Technically an easy way we can test that, then.
But what are you suggesting?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Coco would not be willing to just try and give the Keyblade to literally anyone in the party.
I mean, I can help you summon it. You're not getting it for good.
Like, handing someone the Keyblade doesn't necessarily give them power over it either. They have to awaken it themselves.
This Keyblade, I gotta give it to you.
I don't actually know Kingdom Hearts lore, so...
I don't either. No, but if there is a...
Just acquiring, just picking up a Keyblade does not necessarily give you the ability to summon or wield it.
So, if there is a Heartless, there's only two people I think it could be.
Yep. Yeah, I'm in agreement there.
Who do you think the Heartlesses are?
Should I say it out loud?
Totally.
I think if there's a Heartless, it's either gotta be Basil or Dr. G.G. Boy.
Same. I would put more on Basil than Dr. Boy right now for that.
Agreed.
Why?
Darkness.
I sort of. You're in.
Mind control powers.
I also was there with Basil's introduction, which makes me not think that as well. But
I mean, I don't survive in the corridors of darkness. It doesn't go well for me.
But I also don't know why you can control Heartless.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
just going-
that is an ability that people who aren't heartless have, but usually they fall into darkness in some way.
It's really goddamn hard. I don't know, there's definitely when we get some downtime, a test Muriella wants to perform with Webby present because she's curious about something, but that's a later thing.
We can do that next session.
You guys assume you're gonna have time next session.
This is something that can be done when we have, like, 10 minutes standing in a place for a while.
Do we get to fight a giant enemy crab next session?
Will he be shiny?
Can we take it?
Shiny! Like a treasure from a sunken pirate wreck.
What's the next line?
Scrub the deck.
Scrub the deck and make it look shiny! I will sparkle like a wealthy woman's neck.
Just
a
a
sec.
And what are fish?
Fish are dumb, dumb, dumb. They'll chase anything that glitters. Beginner.
But yeah, no, if
And here they come to the brightest thing that glitters. Fish dinners.
you know, if Basil's not the Heartless, I don't know what Basil's stuff could be.
Why are we so
At the
sure
same
this
time,
is Heartless?
Here's the thing, though. Even if there's a Heartless, why would it have more than one heart, necessarily?
Because it's eating someone else's heart.
Nom.
Don't Heartless usually, like, consume them and send them to the world or whatever?
Unintelligent ones, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there is precedent, as far as I know, for intelligent Heartless.
Dragon Zord.
Yeah, I feel like we're just going to need to hit someone else's backstory to get another piece of this puzzle.
Yeah, this is kind of going nowhere right now.
Yep.
I'm gonna make my own chart here that shows where I think I am. I'm not gonna show any of you.
It probably says much. I don't actually know where I am.
Actually, that messes up you chart a lot, so I'm not gonna do that.
What? That I don't know where I am?
No, that he's...
Oh, Izzy. If I blow up a couple of things off of dive form, I can afford it now.
Okay, cool. Then you would have gotten it at the end of this session.
I'm
is
gonna
dive
be buffing it over the next few time periods that I have points for it, but
is dive form a Kingdom Hearts reference or a Webby reference?
It's a Kingdom Hearts reference.
Okay.
it's a cool change.
Yeah,
It's a cool thing the Keyblade can do.
In Kingdom Hearts 3, it could you could transform your Keyblade into a different weapon that gave you different abilities. In earlier games, a form change would be like entering Wisdom form or Valor form, which increased your strength or your magic or something to that effect.
Yeah, it was kind of like a color palette swap that gave you a bunch of bonus abilities temporarily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just send that to me and I will approve it unless there's something about it I do not want to approve. You might also get some points back, or I might charge you a few extra points for something because of reasons.
Okay. Alright, so then I'm going to drop my spent column here all the way down. Oh no, I have it dropped all the way down already. I just need to do this.
Megazord sequence activated. Need the power sword.
Yep, 0 points available.
Cool.
All right, I think that's probably going to be bedtime for me then.
Alright.
All right. Good night, Wex.
You
Peace.
guys,
Alright.
you guys
See you
fig-
guys next game.
Yep, you guys figured so much out, though.
Ish.
I have no idea who I'm going to give this Keyblade to.
Give it to me, then I'll have two.
No.
To be
I
fair,
mean-
I do remember getting a private message from Wex Session 1 saying, "What happens if it triggers on Webby?" And I'm just like, yeah, that happens.
Dual wielding.
Yeah.
I get Roxas's power. That's what.
Yeah.
I mean, I considered it, but you've kind of been bouncing around the place so much that you didn't really need it.
I'm gonna head to bed.
Sounds good. Good night.
Yep, good night,
I had
everyone.
no idea
Night.
what Muriala would ever do with a Keyblade. I expected her. That was one of those things I told Izzy. Is like, huh? You can buy a Keyblade in game. Yeah.
You get automatic fighting skill with it. Just so you know.
There you go, Izzy. I sent you
Still makes
the current
very
state of
little
it.
sense for my character to ever develop that on her own.
That's why you'd ride me.
Yep.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Alrighty. Well, I guess that will be the end of the recording. That was fun.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun.